try so hard to tell me I'm not a part of life that you had. A psycho.
We want you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Welcome to the broadcast. We have Atlando Esports and Box Vipers facing off for their third and fourth place in the League Championship Denmark this year. My name is Simon Bendoring Bianchi, if I can say it properly. With me, I have Pelle from Quickly Fakta and everywhere else. We have James Tiberius Kirk. Jesus Christ, the introduction didn't work well for me there, but we're here, we're live. Guys, we're three of a kind here. Are you excited for this game?
Obviously, yes.
Good.
Box Vipers coming as 5th place and taking a game of Wiki Gaming. Well, they have a chance of beating Atlando, I'd say.
That's straight off the bat right there, and well, let's talk about the two teams that we see here today. Yesterday we saw Atlando, of course. They lost 0-3 to a very strong-looking Copenhagen Flames, and Box Vipers, they actually took one game off of Wiki Gaming. And so if we want to get into the initial predictions here, what are we looking at? What players maybe we should talk about the players that should shine to get the win. We should assume that both teams can win in this best of series. I don't know, Theodore, who are you looking to from either of those teams to look to be the carry in this best of 5?
I'm looking a lot to the side of Lynge on the side of Atlando in these a couple of games going into this, because what we saw yesterday was not peak performance from the entire Atlando roster. I think it was a little bit of backdraft at what we've seen earlier in the season. They have played better than they did yesterday, but I think Lynge shined through in some of the games yesterday, especially the third game, where he actually played it cool, waited for his power spike, and then tried to take a game into his own hands. He couldn't because Flames were so far ahead, but he was like the shining light in the Atlanta roster yesterday, so I kind of expect to see something from him today.
Yeah, I would say Lynge as well, one of the stronger guys looking at the games yesterday. Of course, it was kind of bad, or it wasn't really good for Atlando yesterday. They didn't look so hot. 0-3. They had a maximum of 7 kills in the entirety of the 3 games. 6 kills in the previous one, and then 4 kills in the first one. So they got incrementally better, but not good enough, fast enough to actually contest here. So what about Bucks Vipers, right? They're the underdog, obviously, but after Atlando's game yesterday, how do we see this game going out?
I'm really looking forward to see Migma playing, because he actually played really well against Wiki Gaming. He played up to Roskilde, who is in my mind the best, or should be the best mid laner in LCD. So the fact that he could actually survive the laning phase all 4 games against Roskilde, well, that tells me he's on his peak right now. Also, he basically carried game 2 with his Pyke mid, and I'm looking forward to see if they're going to play Pyke mid against Krids, because Krids played it twice, I do believe, against the Copenhagen Flames. So that will also be a power move, just to take his champion and show him, well, I'm better at it.
Definitely, and something that Migma has done recently is actually break his own curse, which has been that he hasn't won any games before. When was it? When was the first game?
He hasn't won any series in LCD before he won earlier on this split, and he has played
this season,
for like half a year in LCD. He has never won an entire series. So
yeah, he's been there for 2 seasons previous to this one, where he's tried in the LCD to get the actual win in the best of. So very good for this guy, and maybe that's a turning point. So we're going to look at Migma as one of the key players from Bucks Vipers. When I look down the lineups, I know Bucks Vipers, they have a sort of a sub lineup coming in today. So another thing speaking towards the fact that Atlando are definitely the favorites, but I've heard that they might mix it up a little bit. They might switch around the roles a little bit, try out some funky stuff, whichever way they can get an edge in this game. So the strategic part of it might be something we haven't seen before from Bucks Vipers, and I'm really interested to see what they might bring to the table. And if we speak about the champions that we've seen from these 2 lineups here, what are we looking towards? You said the Pyke, but what else could we see that might come up from these 2 lineups?
Well, speaking from the meta in the current state, we see a lot of something like Vladimir in the top lane. Mordekaiser is most definitely going to be banned in every single game. He is so strong right now and such a powerhouse, and we saw it in the last game between Atlando and Flames. Banned every single time. The Shadow Realm ult is such a strong tool in a teamfight to just mitigate an enemy AD carry in a teamfight entirely. So definitely not either going to be played or banned, but I'm looking to him as a 100% ban. Furthermore, we did see a lot of Kai'Sa yesterday and a lot of Yuumi actually. So I would expect Yuumi to be seen again, either picked or banned for either team. She is a good support. She applies a lot of safety to her lane, with the heals, with a lot of CC when the final chapter is up. So I expect to see her and maybe a little bit more safe playstyle for both bot laners.
I would definitely agree. Of course, Atlando lost on the Yumi, whereas Copenhagen Flames, they won their first game playing it, and since then it was banned the remainder of the series. So Yumi, definitely a contested pick. Mordekaiser was banned every single game yesterday. Nobody was willing to try that out, but maybe something Bucks Vipers would want to try if it's left open. I don't think they're going to ban it. Maybe they're more willing to, throw a wrench in there into the cog and just see what goes on, because especially if you want to take out a carry, and if you look towards Lunge, that could be the carry they would want to take out with a potential Mordekaiser pick. But let's talk about the picks you're excited to see, Pelle.
Well, also the Mordekaiser for sure, because Surfix played it in their match against Wii Gaming and they actually won that game. Not only because of Mordekaiser, but holy crap, that is a dumb champion. It's just too good, basically. But what I'm also looking forward to see is how they pick their picks, because the reason they won against Wii Gaming was they took the controlled pace from Wii Gaming out of the game. They just pretty much say, well, we're going to kill everyone all the time. You can't place any wards, you can't do anything before we kill you. So they took the good macro game out of it and just basically chaosed it, and it won them the game. One thing they did well was using the Evelynn. Even though Evelynn didn't have that good of a score, the amount of pressure a champion like Evelynn can put out, because, well, you can't ever really be safe when she hits level 6. So I'm kind of hoping for them to pick Evelynn, because it really did wonders in the second game where they got their hands on Evelynn, and it was also banned in game 3. I do believe in game 4 as well. So it's also a respectable pick from Box Vipers, since Wii Game, well, they knew it was too good to let Box Vipers get it.
Too good to be true.
Too good to be true.
Too good to be true.
But we have seen a rise in the AP junglers in this meta. Also yesterday, when the Elise was picked in from the side of Atlando, Evelynn was also banned one game, I'm sure. And it's because Runic Echoes is such a cheap item right now. So you power spike way earlier with the Elise, with the Evelynn, with the Karthus. So I also expect to see that a bit more in these couple of games.
Yeah, I think so too. And actually, the only AD jungler we ever saw yesterday probably
Jarvan.
was Jarvan. Yeah, exactly. And when Jarvan was taken off the table, it was either Sejuani or something like the Elise, stuff like this. We saw the Talia as well, not to any success, so maybe the most meta ones, Elise, very strong right now, but particular for the early game, something that Bucks Vipers might look at. And as we get into the game here, of course, there's side selection favor towards Atlando in this first game, and they've elected to go for the red side. Not something they did yesterday, and that came to bite them in the butt, because Copenhagen Flames, they were on the red side all 3 games, and, well, as you know, they won all 3 games. We see the first bans coming in, Gragas and Riven on the left side from Bucks Vipers, comfort picks from Atlando taken away, as well as the Evelynn, as was mentioned by you, Pelle, and the Draven, also comfort picks, it seems, taken away from Bucks Vipers. And looking at the Bucks Vipers lineup, right, we have, it seems, Mikmer in the top lane. Pearson has rotated in as a mid laner. Of course, this because they didn't expect to be in the playoffs, and a lot of scheduling has occurred in such a way that they're going to have to set it up with this lineup here. So we have Steven Jewid. How do you want to say that?
Just call him Steven.
Steven. Yeah, we'll call him Steven.
He's Steven.
Steven. And Thor, I believe that's
a new face.
That's a new face coming in the AD carry. So maybe this could surprise the...
Oh, and we get the Mordekaiser lock-in from the side of first-time top lane over at Atlando. That's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But we also have the Aurelia pick coming in from Mikmer, which could be the top lane. It is a flex pick to Pearson as well. But really excited to see the Mordekaiser, and excited, but a little surprised that they let her open.
Yeah, I maybe think that Bucks Vipers, they thought that it wasn't something they were going to pick on the side of Atlando, not worthy of a ban. Rather, they want the strong Yumi pick, rather, off the bat. And, well, that leaves Mordekaiser up. We're going to see this dead...
Hold up a minute. We got a Shaco pick.
Okay.
All right, there is good reason to get excited about this.
We talked about the game being chaotic. Well, how do we make chaos? Shaco. Boom.
There we go.
True. And also Nautilus 400 in bot lane, probably his favorite champion. He did kind of screw up his own teammates in some of the games on Nautilus, but the amount of picks he made with depth charge and with his dress line was just completely bonkers. Like, he set up 20 kills and probably also 20 deaths for his own team, but there's so much playmaking potential in that champion, especially with an early game jungle like Shaco with the Ignite. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
This should be very exciting indeed. We've all seen it in the solo queue. Either you have a Shaco that does nothing, or you have a Shaco on the opposing team, normally going 18-0 or something like that. He just pops out of nowhere with an Infinity Edge and all the other stuff you might build on this guy, and then boom, you're gone. Something that could definitely snipe the carries. Would be fun if Mordekaiser chose to target the jungler for the Shadow Realm, you know, taking him out of the fight if he has the time. I don't know if that is a counter mechanic in a team fight, but definitely interesting to see these two champions going up on the Rift as we go through the second ban phase. Yasuo's being banned quite unnecessarily. Nobody wants to play this champion. And then we have the Corki and the Set going out as well.
I actually wonder how the interaction will be between Mordekaiser's ult and Shaco clone. If he has a clone active, can he ult the clone?
Probably yes.
It depends. It is an actual champion in the code, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's gonna make room for a lot of, let's say, creative plays.
yeah, definitely.
From the side of first-time top lane.
And
He will not be the one to mess up, because then he will hear for it for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think.
just not target the Shaco at all.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the ideal version of what you want to do, as we probably will get a placeholder from Atlando. He's played so much that he's been banned a multiple amount of times. That means his account does not have all champions. You know the story, or a tale as old as time, I should say.
It's just on vacation.
Yeah. It's on vacation, a permanent hiatus. He is not intending to come back, and that's why Atlando is not, immunized with the amount of champions that you would rather see. So we get Annie as a placeholder. We might guess as to what that might be. Looks probably going into the bot lane as the support.
It is a Jinx bot lane against Jhin. And with Nautilus, oh my god, that is weird. And the Annie is a sack, probably going to sack jungle. This is some crazy lineups from both teams. Jinx, I don't believe we've seen her yet in LCD.
I think once or twice, actually. As I remember, it was a long time ago. It's regular season. But we have seen her a couple of times, not much. Because she doesn't bring that much a table as other AD carries do. We've seen for Hover the Sire for some time. I would think that would have been a much wiser choice for him, especially with the Mordekaiser on first-time top lane, because there is a bit of a wind-up on the Shadow Realm, so he is possible to use Featherstorm to dodge the Shadow Realm and put it on cooldown, if you're good and if you're timed correctly. But I think it would have been a much wiser choice here, especially when they block in the Pyke as well.
They do lock in the Pyke as the last one there, and that confirms the lineups. Pelle, you said the Sack was coming in as the jungler, traditionally quite slow jungler. I know the AP has been buffed, so maybe that gives him some leeway, but how does that fare if we look at the jungle matchup, right? You have the Shaco on the one side, you have the Sack on the other. How would that look? Does the Shaco just take liberty with both junglers, or jungles, I should say?
Shaco should be able to beat Zac in the early game, because obviously, as you said, he's a slow clearer, and his 1-1 potential in the early game is quite bad. Yeah. Actually, throughout the entire game, he doesn't really bring that much damage, but he brings the CC. He's basically a CC bot for his team. So if Steven can get into the enemy jungle, well, he should be able to counter jungle Yulby, and, well, Yulby shouldn't ever be able to just 1v1 the Shaco unless, like, he's super far behind. But that shouldn't happen in the early game. So I'm looking really forward to see what.
Wait a minute.
Okay, maybe Shaco was just a placeholder. What? Okay, now we're seeing.
No,
it was a misplaced pick.
Somebody on Box Vipers had a stroke.
Yeah, something
like
that.
Yulbu yesterday.
And now we only have 4 Box Vipers players.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Something is happening in this Champions League, and we don't know what. I think the Box Vipers players are having a similar stroke, all of them at once.
Of course, we are at Campus Viola here, and maybe there's something in the water that turns people to, just forget how things work. And they didn't know that it was an Aurelia top lane. They therefore locked in the Jarvan. Maybe it was the extra meme spice factor going over towards the Yulbu, who got beaten up so badly by the Jarvan that he never wants to see its face again. And they're just, playing the psychological game a little bit there before we get into the game. I like it. I like it from Box Vipers, except for the fact that I have to wait. So Box Vipers, damn you. And
so you actually don't like it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
I kind of got around that really poorly.
Yeah,
but
you really did.
Yeah.
I think you confused a lot of fans.
Yeah, I definitely did. And if you're confused out there, I feel great about that, because I'm a sadist in nature, and that's, just really, really great for me. But let's talk about the game. We've seen the 2 lineups, if we can remember it right. Box Vipers, they have the Aurelia top lane, they have the Shaco jungle. In the middle, they have the, what was it?
Flying Spaghetti Monster.
I actually can't recall. This is my job. Come on.
All right, the bot lane is Jinx and
Nautilus.
Nautilus,
Yeah.
and we are blanking on the mid laner. Why are we blanking on the mid laner?
We'll be right back with some new information on the
just
mid
hold on
laner.
a second there. And
Can we like talk over here?
Yeah. Does somebody have the answer? No. All right.
Okay.
Let's keep going. All right, the other side, Atlando, right? Let's try to remember what they have here. I know they have the sack in the jungle, top side. What do we look at there?
Mordekaiser.
There was the Mordekaiser,
something
exactly.
that's worth to talk about is the Mordekaiser top lane, because when we saw Box Vipers played against Wicked Gaming, well, it basically sucked in the early game. He was 0-4, 10 minutes into the game, Surfix in top lane. So it's a very campable champion. And if there's a champion that likes to camp, well, it is the Shaco jungle. So I'm looking forward to see if first time top lane can survive the laning phase. Because when we see the Aurelia, or was it mid lane? Well, if it is Aurelia top lane, well, she can just keep CCing down Mordekaiser pretty much every time she walks or he walks into her vision. And if Shaco's around, well, it's a dead Mordekaiser.
It is a dead Mordekaiser, and you want to get that Relay Scepter before you really get the sort of catch-up potential with the Mordekaiser before you actually can get close to targets in at least confident way.
I do believe
It was the cannon. I can't believe I
It's
forgot.
really a mid lane,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
for a person. It was a flex pick as we anticipated. And something pointing out, talking about the Mordekaiser, as you said, reverting a little bit back, with the Rallies, it's the only chase potential he's got. Once his E is down in the early game, he is such an immobile champion and has no chase potential at all, because his E does have like a 25-second cooldown, I believe, rank 1 without no CDR.
That is
so
a lot.
That's a lot. So he has to get the Rallies. He has to get this chase up potential, as you said. The sack, I want to touch on upon. He did get his rework, if we can call it this, in the latest patch, where they reverted his old ult. So he no longer has the ult where he blobs up people and takes them to the other place.
Bounces?
He bounces 4 times now and
that's
just
nice.
disrupts
That's
the team fight. So they give him his old ult back. So that's a little bit of a new twist on his. A little bit more disrupting a team fight mechanic, making chaos, which we thought was Box Vipers' job, but apparently they're also a little bit in on it on the side of Atlando.
I do believe I've coached Thor on Box Vipers like 1 year ago, and if I remember correctly, he likes to play really, really aggressively in early game. That's why we see the Draven ban, actually. I'm looking forward to see how Holmeter and Thor mix up together, because Holmeter as well, he likes to go for the plays in the lane. He likes to go for the depth charge, for the drift lines, whatever. If he hits, he goes full on, even though it might be a bad idea. So I'm really looking forward to see how Thor mixes into this, because as far as I remember, he's really aggressive in early game, and he excels at snowballing a game.
All right, that's good. That's quite nice to know. A little bit of insight on the player here. Thor, a new guy on the block. He's definitely going to have to prove himself. I don't remember. Was he good back then, or?
Okay, I can't remember.
All right, that's fine. We give him the benefit
I do
of the
believe
doubt.
he was the carry of the team, so...
Okay. And the 80 carries, they seem to have this tendency of wanting to be able to carry the game a little bit more than other people might want to carry the game. And now that we've gotten the 2 lineups, right, if we can still remember it, I know the Kennen now, or the Keenan, is going into the top lane. So you guys, you get to choose whichever team composition you want to run down the win conditions of, and just tell me exactly what they're looking to do on either Box Vipers or Atlando. And Pelle, since you're the new guy on the block here for the cast of this playoff run, you get to choose.
All right, I actually like to talk about Atlandos, because they have a weird and actually a pretty good composition, I'd say, because, well, we have the Mordekaiser top lane, a late game insurance for sure. We saw in Wicked Gaming versus Box Vipers, well, even though he was 0-5 sometimes, Surfix could still 1v1 nice life on Wicked Gaming. Even though he was basically 2.5k behind, he could still 1v1 him. So it just explains how big of a threat Mordekaiser is in the early game. Then we have Zac, also a kind of late game or mid game insurance. He wants to get into the enemy team, blob around. He can't take the enemy team back into his own team anymore, but he can still disrupt the fight, just like you said. And that opens up for Pyke to close the team fight with his ultimate, Death from Below. And Jhin and Lux, they're the long-range insurance, so they have the tower defense and they have the pick potential. So it's a very well-rounded composition. It has pick potential from the bot lane. It has engage from the jungle and actually also a good team fight potential. And the Pyke for the securance in the team fights. And then Mordekaiser is the like ultra late game insurance.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We get the sort of team fight-ish composition going in there with a lot of tools to work around. But on the other side, we do have the Box Vipers lineup. If you would be so kind, sir, as to run it down.
I would most likely to. But what we see on the Box Vipers lineup is that I think it's a very weird combo, something that we're not used to seeing, especially with the Shaco in the jungle, something that we have never seen in the LCD, I think. The Killer Clown coming in here for Steven, the new guy.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing here is something that I think is a bit quirky, but if it works, they can get ahead and they can really close out the game so fast because they have so much pick potential. They have the Nautilus with a depth charge, and Shaco is just famously known for one-shotting carries coming out of the bush in stealth. And also, Aurelia is also a good pick-making champion, so they do have a lot of potential to just pick off individuals and get ahead, make themselves a lead. And also, if they can manage to do that, the other team, the Atlando, they do not have any wave clear whatsoever almost. Jin is probably one of the worst wave clearing AD carries in the game, if not the worst. And they have Zac. Mordekaiser does have a bit with the new, if he gets a passive up, but you have to hit that champion. So
he's going to be in the side lane most likely most of the time anyway.
So they have absolutely no wave clear on the other side. So if they can manage to open up the map in their advantage for the Box Vipers, they can close the game out pretty quickly, I think.
And speaking of ADC with bad wave clear, we have Jinx. Well, when he gets a Hurricane and pops a rocket, well, he deletes caster minions, boom, like that. So they have a very good siege potential, and that's a really good point.
That's true.
Atlando has no wave clear whatsoever. They can kind of defend because of the amount of pick potential Lux brings, but they can't really clear the waves, and that's a very good point. And that's exactly what Box Vipers should be looking at. If they can get the siege down and the threat of Aurelia from a flank or Holmia just straight up pressing R and def charging into the enemy team, well, they will win the game for sure.
Yeah, and something I want to just touch on before we get into the game, but very good point, is the fact that we have Kennen in the one side lane, right? We have Irelia ideally set up to be in the other side lane. They're going to go for a 1-3-1 on the Box Vipers lineup, ideally, when they get to the mid game. So they just want to get right out into the mid game in a nice, easy way. Of course, you've mentioned that the Chaos might be the Chaos Grenade that they're going to drop on the Rift. This is the Shaco element, definitely for the early game. But when it comes to the side lane ganks, then you get a lot of split push addition if you get a gank off as Shaco in either Irelia's lane or Kennen's lane, and you just have wave clear with a tank on the Jinx in the middle. They'll have to defend the midway, and then in that way you have a composition that makes maybe a little bit more sense from a strategic perspective, whereas we have to see what Atlando does with this new Mordekaiser pick just to understand exactly what's going on. But we do load up on the Rift. We get the first game between Box Vipers and Atlando Esports. Make sure you make your bets be... I'll do that over here. Make sure you call your bets out there so you have the bragging rights if you get it right. And I do believe we do have to call what this series will end as well as from a caster perspective. So, Pelle, I'll send it over to you in the first round here.
It is hard because Box Vipers is basically like full auto-filled lineup with this lineup with Thor and Steven and Migma in top lanes. Normally I'd say 3-1 for Atlando. I'd still go ahead and say 3-1 because of how poorly Atlando's show like last night was.
Oh, Kennen coming in actually really early here. Migma trying to poke Chris out a little bit. I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Just a funky...
3-1 Atlando was my point.
All right, 3-1 to Atlando, something that you tried yesterday, Theodore.
I did fail miserably. Let's just be honest about that. Because what I see here, I see an Atlando whose lineup is weakened after the loss yesterday, but maybe has gotten themselves a pep talk, have gotten themselves the underdog rally speech, as we see in the movies. There could be the possibility and have regained some of their power, maybe coming back with a new refreshed energy. I could see that, so I actually agree on Palace 3-1 to Atlando.
Yeah. They're not going to go out without a fight. They're not going to go quietly into the night. They're going to survive. They're going to live on. Atlando, maybe they've gotten the pep talk to actually win this game. I'm going to go ahead and say, back of what I saw yesterday, it's going to be the full-on five games this or today, and I'm going to say it's probably a 3-2 clinch from Atlando, maybe pulling it together in the last game. But I'm very excited to see what Box Vipers brings to the table, and the surprise element might just be what gets them a couple of games in.
Was that the Independence Day speech?
It was the Independence Day speech. Okay. Yeah, it was. I'm glad you actually heard it. I hope they did in the chat as well.
There's one better movie speech though.
There are a lot better movie speeches, but
today
that was the one
we are canceling the apocalypse.
This is exactly what we were talking about. When Holmia hits the red line, well, Lynge and Fred can't really do anything because, well, they're just long-range CC bots, and that's pretty much it. They have no escape tools except a shield from Fred and light binding, and, well, if Nautilus hits the dredge line, well, you can't get away from him.
No, and they did try the locks yesterday as well, and they didn't have a lot of pressure in lane. They did it with the Sivir, so they had a lot more wave clear, and that was the idea, but Red Pavillon just went 0-4 or something on the Lux, never really got to a point where she was a threat. And this time around, maybe they get a little bit more time to actually scale up, get the see, there is a contradiction there, because the Jhin, you want to fight early, right? But the Lux, Dredge line actually lands here.
Dredge line lands and Ignite is up, doesn't do any more than that, but look, both bot laners are half HP, and Lynge has already popped his normal potion. Look, Shaco is just around the wall. He has Ignite, as does Holmner, so this might just be first spot on their own tower.
Too close to the turret. They're hogging it right now. They're not that low, really, and yeah, I just think they're gonna wave clear under the turret. The Shaco's gonna go away, do something else, but you want to get the ganks off early as Shaco, right? Because if you don't get the snowball factor going, Shaco kind of falls off a cliff, right? Am I wrong?
He's about as useful as nibbles on a man, Cyanide would say. He can't really be used for anything. It's like
that's a weird analogy, I think.
Yeah, but it's a good one. It makes sense that we don't, except for maybe it being a sort of erogenous zone. Like somebody like to, maybe a
Simon, is there something you like to address to the fans?
This is a stream about League of Legends. Disregard my previous comment, and let's refocus up on the game. Let's talk a little bit about the junglers here. Sack actually pathing up towards the top side, starting, I believe, on his blue buff, regardless of not needing the mana, but the cooldown might just be the case here. He's just farming up. Yulbo didn't look so hot on the proactive junglers yesterday, so a defensive jungler is what they choose today, and I think that might be smart, as we see Mordekaiser.
What is that champion?
It's completely annihilating the discount Pikachu up in the top lane, because he has so much fighting capability now with his passive. Once he gets proc, so much damage you can just get off on him. But talking about the junglers once again, he actually didn't start the blue. We did see some vertical jungling from both Shaco and Zac.
Dredge line
coming in, Ignite coming down.
Lynge has to flash out, ignites it down. Fred actually ignites Holmlader. I can't really see, but what the what? I didn't see
Shaco coming
Steven.
in from the side. We didn't spot him, and they do get the first blood on Box Vipers here. The Shaco does get the snowballing factor coming in, and that's...
I couldn't see him.
I actually didn't spot him either, but he was coming in from the lane, it seems.
Yeah, I think it was lane gank.
Yeah, the screen is a bit far away. I use glasses, so that's my bad for not spotting it out at all, but very exciting stuff, and the Shaco seems to be pathing towards the bot side. The pick potential with the traps in the bot lane is the setup that he's going for, and one could argue that makes sense. He does have a lot of setup in the top lane as well with the Kennen and Irelia as well, but right now it seems he's playing towards the bot side at least.
Right now we're in a very passive state of the game. The first blood coming in here, of course, but most laners have just been farming. None of them have been very aggressive. Maybe Holmlader, as we talked about in the Champions League, he is a bit aggressive, but not much compared to what we saw yesterday, for example.
Something that I don't like to see from teams, and when I've coached, at least I've done this and I've told them this: you never take a 1 versus 1. You never take a 2 versus 2 on principle, because if you can't control yourself initially, once you learn that skill, you might understand when you can take a 1 versus 1, but you got to respect where the lane is, where you have the priority or not, if your jungler is close or not. Those things have to factor in when you make your decision.
The
nice
bait's coming in from Steven here with the box.
Miko getting sucked in here.
Actually
popping his Slicing Maelstrom. I don't know if he's about to go down. I don't know what the spells are called from Mordekaiser, but he's dealing out a lot of damage. Maker has to flash out after getting his stun. He flashes in. First time top lane gets the kill on the backhand of the fight.
But look at Lynge, no flash, no heal, no nothing. Holmlader is here, level 5. The Dredge line will hit for sure. Root does come in from also like, never mind, he won't even go for it. Yulby actually flashes in. He's not level 6. It forces the flash out of Thor. Now the bind has been hit on Holmlader. He can't get out. He has no flash. He's definitely going to go down to second kill of Atlando. Goes to Lynge. Just what they want.
And immediately after Shaco's heroic engage and the execution on the bot side, they get to answer back. Both in the top side, we do see how the Mordekaiser actually comes to fruition with the damage coming in here. His shield, his E. Which one of the ones is is it the Q that makes the spell go forward in a sort of shape? Help me out here in the chat. I don't know.
The hand drawing them back?
No, not
No, that's a Q. Just obliterate. And we
yeah.
saw the flash obliterate coming in from the side of
Exactly.
first time top lane. Actually, just as we we were talking about. Never take a
Oh,
1v1.
one way mid lane, Ignite going down. Oh my god, Pearson, he just destroyed Chris.
And Pearson is manning up here. He's the guy who came in
Yulby.
subbing in for the mid lane, but on the other side,
Yulby, he wants to avenge his teammates. He can definitely get the kill here. Let's bounce. Aspen Pop, he's bouncing around. Pearson should go down here. Yulby gets his first kill of the game.
Okay, a lot of things happening all of a sudden. As Simon said, never take a 1v1. Actually, all the people are doing it and succeeding almost every single time. We saw Pearson absolutely Thanos snap Chris out of existence in the mid lane, as well as first time top lane going in. But now,
coming into top side here.
Top lane, first time top lane has no flash, but he's too close to his tower.
Yeah, and actually not taking that much damage. He has already bought the Merc shoes there, getting the resistance towards the stuns, or at least reduced by the tenacity. Exactly, the tenacity there, reducing the CC incoming from the cannon. Very nice buy. You get the movement speed as well to get in and out, and I think it's just going to be a really oppressive laning phase for Mikmer here in the top side. Not very fun for him. Binding lands, and Lucas gets to... Oh, there we see the combo. Final Flux coming in as well, and Thor actually going quite low. I don't think...
Uh-oh, look at Chris, he's just here. Oh, Death Charge just hits him, and Thor's going down right here. And even... because this dumbass gem has this ulti, Fred got full kill assist gold. I like it.
X marks the spot definitely right here as Chris takes down the enemy AD carry, saving him to 0 and 1, getting the 4th kill for the side of Atlando right here, but it also enables Pearson to just push in the tower, get some plays, get a solo side. But now Hugo is actually in the mid lane trying to defend this mid laner's tower as Steven calls is working away down to the bot lane, clearing this vision around here. We do see a reset from the side of Lungen, getting back here, as well as Felbo York getting back, gets his items. That's probably going to be good for them.
Yeah,
that TP sucked from Mikmer.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Now, instead of getting a wave advantage on the Aurelia in the mid lane, and of course giving up a kill in the bot side, which is not what you wanted, but at least you get something back, right? Because not an ideal roam coming in from Chris, but the teleport coming in makes sure that the Mordekaiser gets an extra wave, denies an extra wave from Mikmer. He doesn't get the XP, he doesn't get the gold. And something to answer back here is Steven just getting this Ocean Drake. Not the tankiest members on the lineup, but 9 minutes in, it's really nice to get the regen. You can use your abilities a little bit more, try to, you know, land some poke with the W from Jinx. Actually, we get to see it here, and I suppose it's something, right? It's a little bit of a patch on the wound there, but as for the gold lead, it is approximately 700 in the lead.
But look,
actually
there's
in
no
the mid lane
flash.
here.
Stun doesn't hit, and he's out safe and sound.
Yeah, nothing happening here, but he is at a 30 CS deficit as it is right now, and both almost on the same item.
Oh, flash depth charge onto Lynge. Dressline is up, but for some reason we have to look at top side right now.
Yeah, nothing further happens there. Flash has to come out from Lunge, but no flash on Holmener. I think it was the Hex flash coming.
Oh, Yulby actually styling right now on Steven, who has no flash. And here comes Death from Blow. Chris gets his 2nd kill of this game. This ulti is just too good, it seems like.
Yeah, he doesn't get the he doesn't execute with the ulti here, does he? Right? Like
he didn't.
You don't get the proc unless it's actually the kill.
What is this
what
champion?
Damage! Jesus Christ! First time top lane coming with the 2nd kill of the game. Obliterate, just completely obliterates the mouse in the top lane. As we see here, we do know that he does like Kafka's. The action now bot lane now, where the curtain call has come in with the final shot for trying to rally to defend his support, but not going to be enough. Pulled down by Yulbo now, and he is done. Before it goes down, and as the last bounce comes in, Holmener tries to final flash comes in here, but not going to be enough, and Holmener just lives to see another day.
This greedy bot lane they picked from the side of Box Vipers is definitely not working out right now. They got the first blood, and that's pretty much it. Thor has died twice, and Holmener has died once, but still, they're doing kind of poorly right now. They shouldn't be losing to Linge and Fred, but the amount of, like, pressure, across map pressure that this champion Chris is playing Pyke, and the long range that Yulby brings, well, it's so hard for them to lane.
Yeah, and I have to say, Box Vipers, I really criticized Atlando yesterday. I think we both did. Right now, Box Vipers, they are ignoring completely how to call that the roams are happening. Chris has roamed so many times now, and he's joining in. Actually, Holmener might be caught out there, but the dread line nice coming out from him. So many times we see the roams coming in, so many times we see them succeed. I mean, at which point do you smell the blood in the water and you just back off? I think they know the trick now, and maybe they can try to cool down the map a little bit as you see well, 2,500 gold lead almost in the favor of Atlando right now, and that's something they're going to invest in, hopefully in warding. Right now we do have 2 pink wards in the bottom side. That is about it for Atlando, as we see the vision coming in towards the top side actually instead for Box Vipers. Maybe they feel like after all that happened in the bottom lane that's not where they should invest most of their energy. But then again, right, first time top lane, 2-0, already finished the Realize Scepter, already has the Merc Treads, looking to have a really good
How do you
game.
stop him?
Yeah, how do you stop him right now? Like, you're just gonna want to wave clear against him up there, and then you just leave him there. You don't want him in the team fights. Okay, somebody has to handle Mordekaiser Rising. Who does it? Irelia maybe at some point in the game might be able to duel him. I'm not sure.
It seems like the team is just too good, because when he gets his Sunnis Hourglass, well, he just stands still in the stasis and be fine and even deal damage to Pearson. So it's gonna be so hard. Of course, the outplay potential is always there when you have the Irelia, but this gem just seems too strong.
He seems really strong, and it's a tendency
but
to
look at something strong in the bot lane. Fred has his flash up, but gets Death Charge upon. He still has his flash. Will he actually use it? Oh my god, Thor takes so much damage. He has to be careful from
Final
the
Flash
spot.
coming in! Oh my god!
He actually kills him, and now the TP is here for first time top lane. He's onto Holmeter. He wants to get the sweet ash right here, and Chris is just around the corner. Can't quite get him, but first time top lane gets the killing spree. Now Shaco is in a bad place, and Fred gets his second kill right here. First time top lane is so close to going down to Pearson. Oh my god, nice hook from Chris, rampaging onto his enemy mid laner.
Complete annihilation here from the side of Atlando, just taking down every single member almost. Only Migma comes out alive because he's staying in the top lane. What was this TP coming everywhere, and even the death realm does get popped here from the side of first time top lane, getting his 3rd kill of the game, and Chris taking the 4th kill here with the death from below onto Pearson. A complete annihilation from the side of Atlando. Nothing Vipers could do in this situation.
Yeah, it seems like it all falls apart for Box Vipers here. We see a duel between Halmaneter and Yulbu. Obviously, Yulbu should get the red buff in this scenario, but I like the effort from Halmaneter.
Oh, but look, now Yulbu's bot lane. The TP does come in from Migma. Nice flash out of the door. He should be able to out-save and out. Yulbu does flash. Oh my god, it just quite didn't hit, but Yulbu should definitely go down right here. He will go down into his blobs. Yulbu does go down on Linge, but they can't quite get them. It's only going to be killed on.
Actually gets the passive proc on the Jinx now.
He has his red buff up, and Fred can't get out even though he has flash. Oh my god, nice turnaround. Minion wave. It actually kills him. He gets shot down. Oh my god, beautifully played by the support, and now Chris is here. Meanwhile in top lane, first time top lane just completely annihilates this poor super hamster in the, and well, there's nothing they can do in the Box Vipers. Holmeter dies for the 3rd time.
Oh, nice
dodge actually, but
is he gonna hook him?
Nah,
no, yeah,
just slaps in the face.
Migma in trouble, but first time top lane is fairly low. I don't think he's slowing you up. He comes here, and there he takes him down, obliterated by the obliterate. First time top lane looking for the tower, as well as Pearson looking for the first tower. No, the first tower is already gone to the favor of Atlando down the bot side, but the second tower is taken fairly easy by first time top lane.
Really nice seance of plays, and we do see them turn around on Atlando, who did extend in the bottom side here. They do get the picks down there. Very nice outplay by Fred Povoyo, who gets the minion wave to assist him a little bit in the kill. And there it should probably have ended for Box Vipers, but they keep going.
Look at Yulbu, he's so strong. 1, 1, and 4. Pearson actually goes for 2-1. Can he get it? The kills is the question. Stun does land on Yulbu, but the final spark finishes him.
4-1 and 5 on this Lux now, coming in with Athene's Holy Grail. Unholy Grail?
Unholy.
It's
not holy at all.
I don't understand why it would be an unholy Grail. Like, normally when you speak about the Grail, you speak about the Holy Grail, right?
It's Athene's.
Yeah, I know. But Athene is a kind of a you know, I don't know. Like, she seems like an intellectual. She wouldn't be Maleficent or something like this.
He was a streamer, Athene. For them kids.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, what?
I thought it was.
It's an item.
Greek mythology and Athena.
No, it's an item called for the streamer Athene, who made so many streams for kids all over the world to like charity.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Why then would it be an unholy grail?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Still, but oh no, that's not quite good at all. Steven does has his Q up and should be able to go up, but look, Yulbu is just so strong, beats him to the crap, and now first time top is unstoppable 5-1 and 5-1, 5-0 and 1, 650 gold shutdown. This is completely insane. Oh, the Dreadnought does hit him and the root as well, but now Yulbu is on the enemy tower, maybe a bit too deep. Ultimate is off Thor, gets a kill, second kill for him in this game, and now the root does land on Ultimate. He should be able to go down on flash out, but doesn't matter. Linge still gets him. This is a disaster still for Box Vipers. They are way too greedy.
They
Oh
just-
no, Chris!
Oh!
It missed. It missed. It doesn't. Oh,
You can dodge that?
it didn't even hit.
Yeah, okay.
Everything just going the wrong way for Vipers right now. Atlando taking them down one by one, completely erasing any chance they would have to win. But now the Chris come out from the side of the wall. But gets stunned by Aurelia Pearson, looking trouble here with the Landers burn coming in from the side of first time top lane with a good poke. The Obliterator really doing work for the side of first time top lane with the 40% extra damage on single target. But now they're looking for a fight. Bronsko comes in and Pearson. It's going to be going down. I don't think so. No, they are too far ahead. They have too many minions. They're not going to be able to take down a single member for Vipers this time.
Seems like a waking nightmare for Box Vipers to line up here, and they just kind of do what they want right now from the Atlando lineup. They're so snowballed in their entirety. 6-1-1 in the mid lane. 2-1-8. Nice assist count there on Xlunge, who probably wants to be the carry, but is being shunned over there to the corner. He doesn't get the kills. His support, on the other hand, 4-1-7 on the Lux, has been snowballed to the stage.
Look at the shutdowns.
How many shutdowns?
650, 600 gold, 150 and 150. That's a lot of gold if they actually do manage to get a good team fight from Box Vipers. But I feel like I have to quote the fantastic movie 300 because this is madness.
This is madness. And actually something that I want to praise right now, and I certainly would hope that they got that straight here from Atlando, is the vision control coming in. They did have a nice amount of vision in the bottom side before. Now they're trying to rotate that towards the side of the Baron, which spawns in approximately 1 minute. So it's nice with this snowball sort of game that they can get to practice the vision. It's something that they're going to need in the next split, and you might as well prepare for that. Ooh, okay. Steven actually... Yeah, flying out there. It can be really hard to kill a Shackle, but they've done it 4 times this game already. And let's talk a bit about the items. We could talk about how snowballed Mordekaiser is at this point.
Yeah, he has finished his both Landers and his Wildlights, which is probably his most obligatory items at this point. Looking to go into the Sonia's Hourglass is into this team that is almost full AD. They had a lot of AD consistent damage with the Aurelia, with the Shaco and the Jinx, so probably a wise choice going into the Sonia's, giving it a bit of an extended fight. I've seen a lot of people play Mordekaiser as a tank now after they finish the Leanders and the Riley's, going into full tank, which does give him a bit more fighting capabilities because he has the damage to just stay in the team fight. We saw it as well in the, around the jungle when he was a bit far ahead and got caught out. He uses his Death Realm as, defensively, just making it into a 1v1 with Migma.
Migma destroys. Oh, not Migma.
No. All the way around.
It's him getting his strike breaker. Actually flashes out.
close.
Nice outplay, but now Julbu is here. He's definitely going to go down. Can he get the return kill? No, he can't. Chris. Oh, not Chris. Julbu picks up his second kill, but Chris was so close to going down to Migma. Nice outplay, but not quite enough.
The second time Migma died, something that I didn't touch on when we actually saw it, he did get, of course, a poor early game, but he did get to outplay the Mordekaiser a couple of times with the Sunyers under the turret and stuff like this. And it just seems like you have to outplay the Mordekaiser so many times to actually level the playing
And even
field.
though he got outplayed, he still died.
Yeah, exactly. He outplayed under
Oh,
turret.
but look, Steven, he was trying to outplay the enemy team, but he quite can't. Thor has
Curtain
flashed
call
up,
coming
Curtain
in.
Con has been popped, and now Final Spark as well. He has to flash out of the bind, and look, this just range is completely insane. But the hook does land onto Chris, and now Pearson here can actually get the beautiful team fight. I do believe he can. Flashes onto Chris, flashes onto Julby. He can get the first kill. Shutdown goes over to Steven. Now Julby is the next target. Meanwhile, oh my god, here comes first time top lane. He's so strong. He does have ultimate up, hasn't popped it yet. First kill going on to first time top lane, dominating. He flashing off Steven. Oh, the clone has been popped. He goes to his tower, not quite the route you should take, and it's definitely going to go down. God-like first time top lane on this completely dumb champion.
Almost with the fancy feet here, but the Mordekaiser is so oppressive at this point in time. 7-21, I guess this is the closest thing to a good fight you'll get from Box Viper's side right now. They would look probably to get the Jinx online, but had to force the flash early on the champion. And not ideal for them, but it's okay to do get some gold in the pocket. But the gold lead, though, at 21.5 minutes is 10,000 in the favor of Atlando Esports. Looking really dire for Box Vipers, and I think they just might want to cool it down, try to figure out what they can get from this game, try out some funky stuff, and work on the communication that might not exist as well as it does on Atlando, because it's a team that's been shuffled together right before the game, basically. And
yeah, let's recap on what just happened here, because actually it was looking good for the Vipers in just a few seconds where they get the shutdown on 2 different people, but then because first time Tottenham wasn't even there, they hadn't even a possibility to just they had the possibility to just fight and like without the strong pick from the side of Atlando, but he came in from the side, completely just annihilates the backline, taking down both Holmader and Steven Cole without any trouble whatsoever. So they definitely gotta watch out for first time talent because he's so immensely strong right now. He's looking to finish his Sungas right away, and the Baron has spawned for just 2 minutes and is probably gonna be looking for both teams to be the next objective.
Something that's really impressive is Yulbu has actually out-jungled Asheko on sec. Basically, the entire early game. Oh, speaking of Yulbu, here he comes in onto Holmader, has flash up, but I don't believe it's worth it to use it. He gets double rooted and killed by Yulbu. This is just complete insane, the amount of CC it brings. Now Shaco's here. Steven wants to get a kill onto Yulbu. His enemy, can he get it? No, he can't. He can't even do anything. 3, 5, and 2. Only has completed his Duskblade.
It's so funny to look at the Shaco.
Oh no, oh no. But this is not funny at all. He gets rooted up and dies to Linge. Yulbu might actually die. No, never mind. Let's bounce and heals up, and the rocket can't even kill him. First time top lane actually TP into the mid lane, and it might just go for Baron right here.
Yeah, it seems like that's when they want to go for the Baron. Yulbu is kind of low though. I didn't think he has his passive up, so they feel comfortable enough to go for it. Can he smite while in the passive?
Nah, no.
He cannot.
I don't believe so. He can't basically do anything when you are in the passive, but he should be able to just survive. And Lunge does deal some damage on Baron, even though.
Oh, the wombo combo.
Poor guy. Nice wombo combo. He actually chases down Chris. Almost gets killed, but oh my god, Thor gets rooted up, killed up by Ling, who goes on a rampage. Had the poor early game, but redeems himself. 4, 1, and 11 assists. Holy crap, that's a lot of assists.
He is basically a support in this game, and support is also a support who kills. They've shared the ordeal in the bottom lane. It's nice to see
it's
that
the classic Lux support who steals the kills.
Yeah,
With Doran's ring.
Yep. And the Magi Soul coming in as well. You've got all the classics coming in here. A lot of AP actually coming in from the side of Atlanta, of course, with Chris and I should say Pike and Jin coming in with the AD. So actually just split down the middle almost, and nothing you can really do to itemize your way out of this. If it was only magic damage, nice, that would be good. Maybe you would have a chance later on, but it is ballooned to, let's say, probably 13,000 gold lead, 7 to 25 in kills. Quite oppressive hammer being thrown down into the face of...
Having some headset troubles here in the studio, as maybe you can hear. We don't know. We're getting signals from outside of the room that we should probably dial it down a bit.
Oh, but look, Chris, he actually hooks onto Steven, but he's a slippery champion, so he can't quite get him. But how do you not lose this as Box Vipers? They're so far ahead on Atlanta. Look, Migma gets caught up. He has flash, but I don't believe it's worth to use it right here because Chris is just in his arse, has flash up, and death from below does just what it says. It kills him, rampaging Chris right here. 8, 2, and 3. Humus, Ghostblade, Dustblade, and Tiamat. This is insane.
Yeah, and they just keep snowballing the lead here. 6 turrets now in the favor of them. They have the 2 Ocean Drakes, 1 Ocean Drake going over in the favor of VIP in the early game here, but nothing else to be done. They're knocking on the inhibitor turrets here.
Oh, he hits right on Thor, rampaging onto him. He still has his ultimate up. Nice clap. Slaps his enemy right into the faces of each other, and Ling is unstoppable. It's complete whitewash. He just chases down Steven. Poor guy right here. He can't do a thing except watch his team die. 7 versus 29 kills. This is complete obliteration from Atlando.
And this might just be the final nail in the coffin here. They go where they please, just like Mundo, but far up in the base. They don't actually go for the inhibitor. They're just looking to pat the KDA. Double stun coming down here from the Q, binding of the Lux. Actually, the inhibitor is down at
I
the
feel
top
so
side
sad right now. Oh my god.
And the Vipers has lost every slither of hope in this first game in the front of the first place. And that's how the fountain diving from the side of Atlando, but it's gonna be enough to finish the game. No, it's actually not.
They can't
now
even
we get
but
just
look,
off
first
the
time
Mordekaiser.
flashes into the enemy team. Can he get him something? No, he can't. Jonas Hourglass has been popped. He should definitely go down right here. 3 members looking at him. They want to get the kill. Shutdown goes over to Migma. A bit too greedy. A bit too memey from the side of Atlanta, but it looked cool. Fred rampaging onto Holmader. This support is just not a support anymore. It's a mage. It's a carry.
Yeah, Lux at this point is so snowballed that she's definitely a carry, sitting on 2 needlessly large rods, probably being converted into a Rabadon's Death Caparius at the end of this one. And Yeah, they're a little bit greedy here. I think it's for the lulz, or what you might call it there. They just want to pad their KDA, try to test their limits here from Atlando's side, and the next part might just be the end coming in, unless they get a stroke again, Atlando, and they get some gold in there. And as I say these things, I get adjusted on the microphone, so I hope it's a lot better out there, as my producer really did it in a very aggressive way, and now my headset is on appropriately. Yeah, I feel
We apologize for any discomfort that the casters may
But
see.
look
in
at
this game, but
Chris
a complete
diving
annihilation
onto
coming
Migma.
into
Actually, stun does miss, but here's curtain call. It does exactly what it said. Or can't quite hit him, but the amount of range and CC and damage on this line is completely insane. I'm loving this draft because it works out wonders.
Yeah, complete annihilation from the side of Chris here onto Migmer. He has not any trouble just bursting him down with depth from below, probably up. He's not going to take it though. No, now the Atlando is looking to just end this game, finish it, push in the last, and not waste the fountain dive and just end out the first game of the third and fourth place series.
finish it! Or finish him! Right, that's what Atlando are looking to do. Fatality to dominating. Alright, and the last turret of the Endeavor is going down.
Dives into the enemy team. He actually goes quite low. He has flash up. Oh, nice stasis right here. He should be able to go down still. Pearson actually kills him down. Migma is actually on
they
the
might
ring.
turn
Oh
around
my,
here.
right.
Nice
shield right there. It actually turns it, but look, Pearson is on him right now. They actually do get the double kill, and now Freddy's next time has
They
to
get the
flash out.
kills.
Can they get the kill? They do get the kill.
Oh my
Triple
God.
kill or not is a shutdown for Thor, but here comes Chris. Boom! He destroys the enemy ADC. First time top lane is on to Pearson. He hooks him right into his enemy. Bam! One kill again for Chris. Double kill for him. They will just look for the end right here. First time top lane and Ling are just... First time top lane and Ling. First time top lane and Chris are just way too strong. This champ is completely absurd. Chris actually takes a lot of damage, maybe a bit too greedy. Shot down by Shaco. The
Jesus
killer clown
Christ.
does what he says. Can he go down to creep? Oh no!
the Minions
He
taking
didn't
it
go
down,
to-
and now the
the
Minions are
Minions are
pushing
here. They should definitely be able to take the Nexus. A bit of a gentleman's agreement here from Holmred. Let's not kill each other. Let's just go for the Nexus. Steven has left the game. Atlando have won the game for sure. First time top lane, can we just finish it instead of killing everyone? No,
No.
you can't.
Padding
This-
the KDA, that's
thi-
the tradition.
Padding the KD in 9, 1, and 6.
Jesus, the obliterate! What happened as Atlando takes the game for themselves? The first game of the fourth place for the first series of the day, going in the favor of Atlando with first time top lane, completely annihilating every single one of Viper's teammates. What happened? What is this champion?
And I mean, he was really snowballed, right? But I feel the need to say that,
Right,
right?
this
you
is
did it-
not balanced.
No, you did it again, right? You did it again, and I do believe as he hit his opponents with the hammer this game, they're going to hit Mordekaiser big time with the ban hammer the following game. Goodbye, Audi.
He did get hot fixed. This season,
Yeah,
but he's
definitely.
still
You can
insanely
tell, right?
strong.
Such
You
a
can
nice
tell.
hot
They
fix.
hotfix buffed him apparently.
Yeah. And, you know, the cooldown coming in from his E, 25 seconds, it apparently doesn't really matter for the proficiency of the champion.
No.
At least not the way we saw it here. Migmer really tried to whoop, 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 dance around with the Lightning Fang, and didn't really work out for him in any way. Even though he had some pretty good plays, he found some quite good slicing maelstroms, even in the later stages of the game as well. Just the game was just too snowballed at this point to actually turn it around. But very one-sided game, I should say.
Yeah.
In the first one here, looked a little bit like the games we saw yesterday with Copenhagen Flames. They won, but less clean from Atlando.
It felt a bit like how Game of Thrones should have been. You can't beat death, but for some reason they couldn't Game of Thrones. But you really can't beat death.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
Mordecai, so you have to ban this champion or first pick it.
Yeah, they should just have picked Zoe, a little girl with not a knife
We
in
do
this
not
case.
talk
but-
about Zoe in the studio. We have made that clear,
No, I
Simon.
was trying to underline the point of she has no actual proficiency in killing the actual, you know, embodiment of death, and that was a great point. I think that was a valid point, and I think we should praise Pallet for actually coming up with that. I like it. I really like it. And I mean, what do we take from this game, right? What do we take from this game as we look into the next one?
Ban Mordekaiser.
Yeah,
That's what we take
apart
from
from
this
Ban Mordekaiser, but it was not only him. I mean, we saw a lot of roams coming in from Chris's pike. They let him go through without the enunciation of the SS, him missing in the mid lane, it seems, and that got them to a 2-7, where the game actually was at a 2-2 stage, 2-3 maybe.
It felt like Pearson kept writing MIA in chat, but the bot lane of Box Vipers doesn't know what MIA
Yeah.
means. They're not North Americans, it's only SS, so it didn't feel too good. But something Box Vipers has to do is fix their vision and fix their early game, because they pretty much let Julbro stomp them, even though Zac is not an early game jungle at all.
Yeah, and I wonder, what would they think MIA would stand for? I'm trying to come up with something really cool as an acronym, like Monkeys in Apparel, or something like that.
That could seem what Atlando make Box Vipers look like today, because that was a complete storm fest. This what we just witnessed here in the Casa Studio at Campus Vejle. Nothing to scoff at from the side of Atlando. Really stepping up their game from what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and Shaco not paying dividends, but that's all she wrote for this one. We're going to talk a little bit about the champion picks in the next one. But first, 5-minute break, and then we'll see you there, or we'll see you on another time.
She's inside of your head. Started with flowers, now she wants a wedding ring. She calls you honey from another man's bed. And I don't even know if she's serious. Oh, you don't even know if she's serious. Oh, do you feel better now? Do you feel better now? Do you feel better now? Let me hear you say, oh. I was out last night to forget about you. I was out last night, but I started to miss you. I've been feeling like a fool, and I started to miss you. What am I supposed to do to get back with you? Oh, I've been feeling like a fool, and I started to miss you. What am I supposed to do to get back with you? I miss you. I miss you. I've been feeling like a fool, and I started to miss you. What am I supposed to do to get back with you? Oh, I've been feeling like a fool, and I started to miss you. What am I supposed to do to get back with you? I miss you. I miss you. I was out last night to forget about you. I was out last night, but I started to miss you. I've been feeling like a fool, and I started to miss you. What am I supposed to do to get back with you? Oh, I've been feeling like a fool, and I started to miss you. What am I supposed to do to get back with you? I miss you. I miss you.
Dive deep into entertainment. Philips Hue.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. What you just saw was a commercial for Philips Hughes, who actually, they have applied themselves with something to the price pool, which is new this year. We get a lot of this funky lighting that you can set up with your PC in such a way that when you're in low bar or red health, it might just flash red in your room and stuff like that. It's actually pretty cool, and that's something they're looking to gain from this game as well. I'm not entirely sure what they win, but they win 5 elements of some of this equipment here from Philips Hue.
My boss actually has a Philips Hue bathroom dubstep mode, so he can stand in
Who
the
doesn't
shower
have that?
and say, "Hey Google, power shower" or something, and then it boom boom boom. So
Don't you guys have that
You-
at
you
your
can do
homes?
No, I live in Jutland.
No.
Technology hasn't
Oh
gotten
yeah,
that
you
far.
don't have electricity yet.
No,
that's right.
We live a simple and quiet life.
Yeah, that's right.
Good tilled earth is what we prioritize.
Yeah.
But either way, we get back with still the same people here on the broadcast, and we're going into the second half between the Starks of Winterfell and the Red Vipers of Dorne. And it will be nice to see who comes out on top in this Battle of Titans. I know you're very tired of the Game of Thrones references.
I'm very tired of the Game of Thrones references, Simon. It's been one whole day with just nothing but Game of Thrones references.
You're very welcome out there. It's the highly intellectual... That ruined my entire point, and I'm not going to finish it there. But I like the Game of Thrones references, and if we have to, just narrow it in towards the game here, what do we see as different strategical moves from these two teams? It seems like Bucks Vipers, they're on the blue side, so they've actually picked the blue side for this game here. Something we haven't anticipated because the blue side has lost every single game so far from the last 2 days. And what do we take from this? Why would they pick this?
Well, the reason why blue side is so weak is because red side is so strong. You get the counter picks on red side. We saw how important red side was in especially Box Vipers, which is weak gaming, because Box Vipers somehow managed to get 3 losing lanes when they were in the blue side because they got counter picked in every single lane. Especially the last pick you have on red side is so powerful, especially if you have flex pick, because you can decide your entire composition basically with one pick, and you can screw up the enemy composition basically also with one pick if you get like a really good counter pick. So that's why red side is so strong at the moment. It's not around getting the strong picks in the draft anymore. It's just around getting the strong counter picks and the strong laning picks, I guess. Yeah, laning matchups, that's a word I was looking for. Good. So, blue side, I can't really see why Box Vipers would go for it when counter picks are so strong. They even showcase it when they played against Wii Gaming. So, why not just choose the red side? Let's go for it.
Yeah, and we'll just have to see. Oh, no.
Oh, no. No mind. We're wrong.
The entire
Box
setup
Vipers
of
are
our
red
speech
side.
here has flipped on its head because apparently Box Vipers, they are now on the red side, which is probably wiser for them. And if you notice how it's turned out, they've swapped around on the lineup, which is very interesting. Hulminator now going towards the top side. Rodebengi coming in on the support. Migmer going towards the mid lane, so we're going to see him there. Steven still in the jungle. Thor still on the AD carry. Very nice to see. And what do we expect are the strategical arguments or ideas behind this?
Well, it's hard to predict anything because with so much roster change, we have now Rodebengi coming in, which we don't know as well, except for so we have new people every game here, so it's gonna be they're gonna be unpredictable. That's their force right now. With like most players in this community know each other, know what champions to play. But if the virus keep bringing new people in, they're unpredictable. They can pull some rabbit out their hat, some trump card out of the sleeve to just surprise Atlando. That could be the strategy. We don't know. But let's talk about a little bit about the bans, because Mordekai's ban has come in from the side of Vipers. They have had enough from first time top lane, completely obliterating them with this champion. So definitely great seeing them banning out here, as well as once again the Gragas coming in from the ban side. Target ban the Yulbo because he has the Gragas one trick that we all know and love. I think actually Gragas has been banned out in every single game in the semifinals and every game that Atlando has played at least.
Yeah, definitely.
We do see that Aurelia actually a first time top lane champion.
That leaves Yumi open.
Be flex around, and that leaves Yumi open, as does Pyke. And Migma played a phenomenal Pyke against the guys of Wii Gaming, so I really do like it. But okay, they just completely prioritized the Xayah over the Yumi as well. So kind of weird, but something strategic must be in their mind, because Xayah can be played aggressively in early game, and we saw Hulminator and Thor, they really wanted to play aggressive in the early game, but they couldn't because they got shut down every single time they went for a play. Xayah has a bit more defensibility with her ulti Featherstorm to dodge some abilities, but that's pretty much it. But I do like it. They go for a bit more normal and a bit more defensively, but they still with a lot of kill pressure from the roof of the Feather Call. So I do like this champion.
As we talk, the Yumi gets locked in as predicted here from the side of Atlando, though. Going over to Fredpop or Yor, maybe it's going to be exciting to see who they're going to pair it up with. Graves is getting hovered here, but it's not going to be the pick. It's going to be the Ezreal, which is probably one of the most popular AD carries that is paired together with the Yumi. So let's see what the picks are bringing. I'm expecting Migma to priority pick Rakan now to go with the Xayah in the bot lane. Yeah, and here it is, as I predicted. Anything else would be weird, I think.
Yeah, this is a good version of a lot of tools coming in here. And just to inform you really quickly, out there in the chat, we do have a giveaway from Eotze. They're going to give out some coupons, 100 kroner for betting purposes, gambling purposes, call it what you will, have some fun, throw it around, you know, call yourself a god, all those sorts of things. And the only way you get to participate is to write hashtag Eotze in the chat, and that way you'll participate, and then we'll draw a couple of winners from these giveaways. You have to be 18 plus, of course. If you're not, get the fudge out of here.
You're not eligible to
you
win.
you can still watch the game, of course, like if you want, but you can't participate in the actual giveaways. And let us resume with the champ selection here. We've seen the second ban phase coming out, Jarvan going out because they hovered it, Set going away as well, and the Karma and Poppy on the other side going out as they hover Talia.
Atlando pretty much showcases right here that the Aurelia is a top lane when they ban the Poppy, because the Poppy is a popular pick against Aurelia top lane. She can't really do anything like outplays in top lane when you are playing against this dumb Aurelia champion. So I guess
is every champion dumb in your perception?
Every champion with more than one dash is dumb in my opinion, and Aurelia has basically like 1,000 dashes. But I do like the ban because they do showcase it is top. There's no like real flex pick in it, but still, just ban out the horrible matchup for her and just be fine. And we do see the Nunu coming in. I like this. Also, the bot lane of Atlando is so safe. It's going to be so hard for Sarikhan to actually get a kill in the bot lane. They should still have the pressure in the bot lane, so Thor should be able to push out the lane, and that should open the map up for Rottebing to get some good roams in the river or the enemy jungle. And if there's a champion who likes to roam, it is Pyke, and you do have the Pyke mid lane this time around, so there's a lot of roam potential in this team.
And Akali is the raisin in the end here. That's not an expression.
That's not an English expression.
No, that doesn't work.
I like to see the Akali. I'm an Akali main myself, so it warms my heart a little bit, and that's why I got a bit offended by you saying a champion with more than one dash is a dumb champion, because Akali is the best champion.
I don't think necessarily it's a dumb champion. You just really have to justify why they can do all these.
No. Thank God. I was just about to make my heart stop here with the Zoe hovering, which is my actual nemesis champion in this godforsaken game.
A lot of grudges here.
Yeah, a lot of grudges,
Hatred is the emotion in the brain that dances the closest chemically to love. So, you know, there's a lot of passion going on here, and mistakenly we think maybe it's hatred, but it might just be love. You might just love Zoe, and we might just love the champions with the dashes. And
is this Pyke top? Yeah, it seems like it is Pyke top. Okay, so it's going to be Aatrox.
That makes a lot of sense because it's Hulminator playing in the top side, right? He's a support main. He would have the proficiency to play the Pyke, and that's why they've saved it for last. Getting the Aatrox on a counter pick for the Akali and the flex picks just opens up for the possibility of doing this. And right now, it certainly seems like Migmar is going on the Aatrox and Pyke is going towards the top side with the teleport there. And well, we have our two lineups coming in here, boys. I'm going to ask the regular old question of you just running down the win conditions of each separate team. Previously, we started with...
Look at... Okay, never mind. You'll be just changed. He had heal smite. Sorry.
Ah, okay. I understand why you would you know, raise your eyebrows. That's a little bit weird. And we do have the two lineups coming in here on the screen in a moment, and then we're going to talk about what exactly are the win conditions. I suppose, Theodore, you can get to start this game around. Which lineup are you going to go for?
Actually, I was thinking about switching it up, asking you for a change. Simon, let me be the interviewer for once. Yeah. Because you have not had to say, you have not had to express your opinion that much in this series. So, Simon, what do you think is win condition for either Atlando or Bucks Vipers in this game?
Well, I'd be jolly delighted, mate. And, all right, so the lineup I'm going for here is the Bucks Vipers one on the red side here. I really do like the fact that they have the 1-3-1 potential with the composition. It takes a lot away from the actual communication you have to do in terms of rotating around the map, because you're going to play all three lanes when you get onto the mid game. You have the Pyke in one side lane that can roam really quickly, so if you get the priority or get the wave in an ideal spot, you just roam in. We saw it previously from Chris. On the other side, we have the Aatrox, a very good duelist. You ideally get him into a counter pick matchup, which should work well into the Akali. I don't know if you know the matchup well, but I think Aatrox deals well with the Akali, at least with the World Ender as well. You have the counter play potential at least. Sarikhan is going to be the wave clear from the mid lane, and then you have Talia, right? She can roam out with her reverse wall really quickly out into the side lane, so if you have them in each separate side lane here, you can just go out with the reverse wall, try to make a 2 versus 1, and then continuously split push. Talia is good at pressuring forward with the split push potential as well. So if you do get the kill, you get a lot of additional pressure in the lane, you get the kill, and that way I see them playing towards that win condition for the Bucks Vipers lineup.
For the first time in LCD history, Simon's opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I totally agree with you. The Weaver's Wall from Natalia gets a lot of utility base-wise in the team composition, but it can also fall short, as we saw with Atlando yesterday to go against the Flames. But Pelle, what do you think? What is, if you're talking about the Atlando lineup, what do you think is the win condition on their team?
Okay, they do have the brawler win condition, I'd say, because they have the Akali, Nuno, and Irelia. There are three champions that like to be in your face. And if there's a champion that doesn't like to have champion in your face, it's Talia, especially in the early game. So if they get prior in one of the lanes, well, they can transition it into an invade. And if Talia gets behind in the early game, she's pretty much a useless Elise. Like, she can't do anything. She can farm up, I guess, but that's what they should be looking for. Also, I do like the bot lane of Ezreal and Yumi. It's a very safe bot lane. They shouldn't be able to get killed by Cyberkhan, so just farm up. Ezreal gets to be a beast in the mid game and late game. He has some very good power spikes with Triforce and Manamuna if you go for the Frozen Fist instead, just for the defensibility. But I do like how split up this team is. They have three champions that likes to dive, and they have the securance of Lynge on the Ezreal and Fred on the Yumi. So I do like how well this composition is well-rounded, just like the composition last time around. It is a completely other composition. They do have the 1-3-1 right here with the Irelia and the Akali, and then with the safe, long-range, kind of good wave clear of Ezreal and Yumi. So also, as you mentioned, Talia, if you have one here and you have one here, Nuno can also just speed walk with his snowball. So he should also be able to do the cross-map plays very quickly, especially if he chooses to go with the Predator. It's not really that common anymore. We only saw Flavors, I do believe, last split around do it, but it's not that common. So we're probably not going to see it, but still, cross-map plays are so easy to do with the Nuno. Also because the snowball,
definitely.
It has such low cooldown compared to the Weaver's Wall of Talia.
Yeah, he can do it a lot more often. And those ganks, the way you want to prevent those, you want to ward further up so you can catch the snowball before coming down into lane. That means the support would have to go further up toward the bot side. The top laner, mid laner, whatever, they have to go further out to actually predict that snowball coming in. And very impressive champion to play against. Yulbo again going on a tanky champion as opposed to these early game pressure champions that didn't work out too well for them yesterday. Nuno, of course, if we talk about the matchup between Nuno and Talia, right, how is that matchup going to play out? How much counter jungling do we expect to see from the Nuno?
All right, that's a very easy and hard question at the same time, because Talia, if she does manage to knock Nuno away when he's in his snowball form, she should very easily be able to 1v1 the Nuno. But if she can't, well, I'd say she's just going to get CC to death, because even though Nuno is a tank, he deals so much damage in the early game, especially with the red buff. So if she manages to dodge or interrupt the snowball, she should be fine. But if Steven doesn't, well, he's toast. He's dead.
I like the Nuno pick in this scenario because it's a pick that we don't see this often, actually. And it also gives a bit of a message. Nuno's ult is called absolute zero. Maybe Atlando is going for telling them that your chance of winning is absolute zero as well. That is a possibility, and I like it. But first of all, this is going to be a spicy game, I think. It could be a great matchup, and a lot of skill matchups, I think, especially with the Aatrox, Akali in the mid lane. Aatrox having a bit of an edge because he has the AoE to push her out of the shroud, of the stealth that she has on
the shroud.
Out of the shroud.
I like it, doing your best Terminator expression there, or impression.
Out of the shroud.
Out of the shroud. You have to get out of there! Okay, and yeah, I definitely agree. It's going to be important to see how they play around these solo laners, and I think it's safe to say that both junglers are going to play towards the top side of the map, and yeah, we get to see them both starting on the red buff, actually, so they're going to mirror match. That means that Talia might just pass down towards the bot side, actually, in the first time around here before she gets her blue buff and then goes down. Just a quick reminder to you out there, we're still doling out some of those gift cards to EOTS, so if you want to participate, you have to write hashtag EOTS in the chat, and then you will be automatically entered into the competition for a gift goodie to the gambling department of EOTS here, and of course you have to be 18 plus to participate, so you know, don't mess with us, because we'll mess you right back. And
we know where you live.
Yeah, we know where you are live.
Oh, we have the game coming
someone knows where lives. Holmeter gets dived in top lane. A bit too deep from first time top lane. There's so much damage already onto Holmeter. And well, Pyke is not really a good laner, so this is a disaster kind of for him, because he shouldn't really be able to farm anymore against first time top lane. Stunder's lane again. Look at all the damage on him.
Oh, taking a tower shot here from the side of first time top lane, looking to be pretty aggressive in this lane, pushing it completely out, already 8 CS ahead in these 2 minutes of the game. Gonna have a hard time homing it on this Pyke in the top lane, but maybe looking for a bit more of a supporty route for this top lane. Not going maybe for a skirmishing with the Irelia because he knows he's not gonna win.
Okay, he keeps taking the turret shots, not quite what you want, but I guess he's just really wants to solo kill.
He really wants the solo kill, but Halminator is channeling the inner soul of the mother as Mercy, and he gets a little bit from it from the turret. They're getting some hits in onto the Irelia, and first time top lane not taking the greatest trades here. It evens out steadily because of the turret hits, and Talia not yet at her blue buff. She's actually going down towards the scuttler first. Still not having ganked, but we saw the early gank. Actually, maybe a gank come in. No, he's just going for the scuttler on the Nuno as well. The Yulbu here, just opposite sides of the map. They know where one another are. Probably, as we see Talia actually coming back down behind, going for this Ezreal, not getting knocked up by the Rakan.
But being taking a lot of damage, but now here's Steven. Oh, nice dodge by Lee. Really showcasing who's the best ADC.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very nice sidestep on the Ezreal. Of course, there's only one target to hit, and that means, yeah, you have to hit the Ezreal, not the
But here comes Nunu after Migma snowball is here, and Migma has to flash out. Nice play by Yulbu.
Yeah, the greatest snowball ever coming down, rolling through the mid lane, forcing the flash from the mid laner from Box Vipers here. Great, we have seen a great early jungle control from the side of Yulbu right here, ganking 2 lanes successfully almost in the first 4 minutes of the game, really putting a lot of pressure and also having more CS than his counterpart, Steven.
It sounds
It sounds so anti-magic,
but now jungler, here comes Yulbu, and he has a snowball up. Meanwhile, we have to look at top side for some reason. Apparently nothing is happening in mid lane. Migma is on the run. He should be out safe and sound and is recalling, but Yulbu is so active.
Look at the synergy with the Talia there. They press the recall buttons at the same time. I'd like to think that's because of good communication. They go back to the base at the same time. A counter jungling coming in the favor of Yulbu. And Yulbu has been the most successful jungler here in the beginning. It seems like a fight for survival for the Talia here. She's just going to want to get to that point where she gets the Reaver's Wall and make use of that as she gets to level 6.
Look at Holminator's item. He just bought 2 long shots, but quite important, no pots at all. So if he gets poked down, sure, he has his passive, but still, it's going to be a hard laning phase for him. He's already 20
It's already
CS
a hard
behind.
laning phase.
Yeah, it's already a hard laning phase, and it showcases he has 20 CS behind only 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Holminator in the top lane. And as you said, no price coming back, but a lot of damage compared to the grappling pod coming out from the side of first time top lane. The first objective has spawned, and it's going to be an Ocean Drake. Maybe looking good for the side of Vox Vipers here, who is not a very tanky team. They only have the Aatrox to soak out some damage, so could be looking to secure that pretty fast. They have to Saya and Rakan to push in the lane and like take control of the lane for them and maybe secure them an early Cloud Drake for themselves. Oh, sorry, Ocean Drake.
Yeah, nothing much happening just yet. I would like to point out that the vision control is very lackluster 5 minutes into the game. I'd like to think that the pink wards come out, or the control wards come out around the 6th and the 7th minute from each team. We do see the support from the side of Box Vipers having bought 1 pink ward here.
Steven getting some damage. Oh, never mind. Never mind. But look, Yulbu, just like last game, he's out jungling with Steven. He's ahead in CS about 1 camp. And he's put much more pressure on the map than Steven has this time of the game.
Yeah, nice little interaction with the two champions here, Nuno and Talia. Clearly, Talia not understanding the laws of a snowball fight. She's throwing rocks rather than snowballs, and that's just not cool. But actually getting a duel
solo
here.
kill, actually perfect execution. He should be able to get the first by boom, boom. Meanwhile, in top lane, Holmberg gets killed by first-time top lane. He shows he's not first-time top lane. But Holmberg is for sure.
Yeah, Holmberg definitely is for sure. He's 30 CS behind now behind a kill or a death, whichever way you want to run it by it. And just 2 instant kills going down in the solo style manner that they occurred. Not what you want from the solo laners when you're playing a 1-3-1 style competition.
And look now, Yulbu is just counter jungling Steven. Exactly what we were saying in the draft. And look, Chris is here. Steven has to flash out if he wants to get out alive. Oh, nice. Actually, he's knocked back, but it still gets killed by Chris. 2nd kill of his game. Migma can't do a single thing. He's alone right here. Nice, absolute 0. Migma doesn't have flash. He can't get out. He should be able to go down. Flash from the guy in the mid lane, but he gets the kill.
Oh, he survived.
That was so
Migma.
nice placed by Migma.
The tower dive failed miserably for Yulbo right here, popping the absolute zero, taking Migma to half HP, but not absolute zero chance of Bucks Vipers winning this game, because they did get a little overconfident here, tower diving and getting down by the Aatrox. Okay, 2 kills to 1 in the mid lane, looking sharp for side of Atlando already. 3-1 kills. Already it's first time top lane dominating against Helminator's Pike here. Coming back with 4 long socks, looking to build into the Duskblade, but it's not going to be able to do anything against the Tiamat coming in from the side of first time top lane here.
It doesn't look too good. The kill was nice, but still they're 2,000 gold behind. And now the Nuno is in the bot lane. Rodebank has to be really careful, has to flash out. Thor doesn't have his feather. Storm is just able to get out, heals up. But look, Julbo is just so active. This is a completely other player than we saw yesterday.
Yeah, it definitely is. Nice way to keep calm from Thor, though. He doesn't burn his flash. He has that up for later. Talia and, what is it called? Yeah, Steven. That's such an atypical name for a jungler. It's so anonymous, right?
I feel like we're watching Walking on the Wild Side, the thing with the BBC. Steve!
Yeah, actually, that's true. And Steven, the Stevie
Alan.
coming in from the jungle here, just trying to fend off some of the pressure coming towards the bot side. Hulminator, maybe he should have played a more tanky champion, something that applies some utility in this game, going for a teamfight sort of style, because he's getting chunked out in the top side for sure.
Yeah, and has to pop the flash defensively here as he's getting the Vanguard's edge right into the face, as well as Yulbo already coming.
One onto the tower. First time top lane, he will for sure get the solo kill for the second time in this game. Hulminator can't do a single thing.
No, and that looked really dire. Not the greatest to have a support playing the 1-3-1 style.
Actually getting engaged upon by Migma. Doesn't have his ignite up, but he's still going to get killed by the second time by Migma. Meanwhile in the bot lane, holy crap, that's a lot of damage from from Yumi.
Last chapter coming in here, has to force the flasher from Thor. Now there are no summoners available to the bot lane except for the ignite.
Chris, he has popped his perfect execution. I don't believe it's more than that. It didn't force anything out of Steven, no man.
Yeah, and we have seen the Talia going to the level 6 now. I'd like to see some crazy reverse walls coming in as to turn this game around. And where is she going to, throw down the wall? Where do we see it being knocked up, I suppose, we could say as well?
It's not going to happen in the bot lane. We have the E on Lunge's S-roll here to get out pretty unscathed. It could be a possibility in the mid lane. I do not think Aatrox's stash is far enough to get over the Weaver's wall, but I'm not 100% sure. Twitch chat, you must correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll probably not hear it anyway. But I think that Aatrox is probably the guy to gank, because, well, Chris, if he pops his cooldown, if he doesn't have perfect execution up, it is a possibility to gank him and get him down. Also, Aurelia is a possibility on the first time top lane gank, because he do need the minions to get his dashes from his Q. So probably the mid lane or the top lane, I think we see the Weaver's wall coming in from Steven here. From the side of Vipers, but I don't see it happening, because he has finished Runic Echoes now, but he has played a bit more passively. He has to counter game. Yulbo is being so active in every single lane, so he has to be aware, read the map, read where Yulbo is gonna be, and just counter gang instead.
But he has kind of thrown the match a bit by getting killed twice by Migma. They're still ahead by 3,000 gold, only 11 minutes into this game, which is completely bonkers. But still, you'll be showing a bit of weakness in the mid and underestimating his opponent of Migma. Actually, he's shown up really well this last 2-3 games, actually. But here, speaking about him, he does actually get engaged upon. He has his flash up. I do believe he has to flash over the wall because he wants to not die. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Steven actually get a double kill on the bot lane we're speaking about. And look in top lane, Hulminator actually solo kills. First time top lane. What the hell is going on?
Completely turning it all around here. I think a reverse wall coming into the bot side with the Talia getting a double kill. Now it's 5-5, and the first turret might just go down in the favor of Bucks Vipers, trying to get some of this gold deficit back. Right now it's a 2,000 gold lead in the favor of Atlando, but this turret might just do the difference in terms of at least getting it closer to 1,000. We'll
two-shot barrage should be able to save it,
or maybe not. It depends on how eager they are to get down the turret. Talia backs on out. There's a teleport coming in.
But how did Hulminator solo kill first time top lane? Speaking of solo kill, maybe first time top lane wants to get the return. Nice flash by Steven, the guy, Alan, not Steven. He has fed. He's the next target. Fails down, land down. He should be able to go down. Oh no, the Q quite misses. Can he actually get the kill?
Hey, there it
comes. Steven really showcasing he's not lost this game yet.
Yeah, Steven really stepping up in this 12 minutes into this game. Just as we say, okay, he's not gonna gang, he's gonna counter gang. He just proves us completely wrong. We was walling down in the bot lane, getting a double kill, and then a Flash pushing back the enemy AD carry, and then taking down the cat with him in the last turn of events, getting 2 kills and securing 2 more kills for 4 and Wadabengi.
Yeah, they did get the Herald on the side of Atlando as a consolation prize. They're now utilizing that to get the turret in the top side, looking for the next one. I don't think they're going to get both. No, it doesn't seem that way. Culminator is, digging down the foxholes here, the trenches, making sure that... Oh, actually, Talia coming in here, Steven, but he misses the elemental
But
earth.
here's Rakan. First time toppling, just about dodges it, but he has no flash. He has to go for the dive onto Thor, but he gets killed, and Yulbu gets annihilated, but Holminer gets his second kill, completely redeems his early game laning phase.
Atlando are extending so far beyond the reach that they have, and it seems like they have this, what do you call it, gambler's disease, where if you lose something, you want to win back double the money just to, realign your deficit as quickly as possible, and that's not what they do here. No, actually not. They are still in the lead by 700 gold here. Almost getting Lunge out here again. He must have post-traumatic stress from Talia, but on the bot side, nice
from
teleport.
the back, and Lunge is definitely going to go down. Now Yumi as well. Steven gets the second double kill of this game. 4, 1 and 5, 150 gold shot down. This man is doing insanely good right now.
Yeah, now Bucks Vipers for the first time of the game, they're actually in the lead. They got 200 gold in the lead. They're pressuring this topside turret. Hulminator, I think he's playing more of a utility support kind of style on the pike. It's nice to see, although he has a deficit from the farm. He gets a really nice teleport in there. It was a teleport, right?
Yeah, it was a teleport.
Yeah, it was a teleport. Best teleport of the game so far. Shut down.
Shutdown coming on to 4 right here as the first time top lane caught him recalling in the bush. That's not where I want to do this, baby. And now that the Vipers are looking for the Mountain Dragon. But comes in.
True shot barrage killing, and now Yulba has stolen that Mountain Dragon. Definitely hashtag worthy. Chris is here. He wants to get the miracle play. Can he actually do it? 1 versus 3. He's definitely going to go down. Ignite has been popped. He flashes out. He's out 7 out. Now the bot lane is here. He uses it perfectly execution defensively. Lunge might just look for something. He is very active. He has full HP, and Yumi, oh my god, Arcan shift into Migma. Not quite the thing you want. Lunge flashes after Ronnebengi. He gets a kill. Nice play by Lunge. Now here is Holmner. Lands the boat skewer. Lunge, you're definitely a dead man walking. No, he Arcan shifts out of Migma. Ignite, can he kill him? No, it can't. Chris gets the rampaging kill onto Holmner, and he finishes double kill. Migma is dead.
Jesus Christ, what a turn of events in this mid lane. Atlando coming onto the map once again with kills, and Lunge really putting in work on this Ethereal, dodging every single format attack. But now he's looking for Miami dying because Steven is coming down.
Fight continues.
The fight continues. Lunge.
He gets shut down though, but now Predator coming in with the move. Greater Snowball's not popped yet. Is going to be able to take him down, I think so. He's looking for it by a Chomp, but it's going down, and there he gets eaten up by the Yeti and his little bar on his back. Going down, Shutdown goes over to the side of Yubo right here, coming in with the Predator really, really fast.
And the winners of the Guinness World Records longest fight of the year goes to Atlando and Bucks Vipers. Second game of the best of 5 series for the third and fourth play of the match. So many backs and forths here. It seems like they take turns in extending. Very nice steal coming in from Yulbo though, that gets the bigger prize from the game here.
Barrage. Bengi looking for a play on Yulbo. Doesn't have a teammate right around the corner, and he's out saves up. Look,
yeah, but
now first time top is here, has the good, nice flank, and they should able to get kill Thor. And now Rodbang is next target. He flashes through the wall. Can he actually kill him? Yumi, ulti. Oh, it just about misses. He can't kill him quite, but it's still 1 kill on Thor. Here's Holmner looking for the kill on Yumi. I don't believe he can get out. Oh my lord!
1, 2, 3 hits, and you're down. Now
you are down. Real Swall has been popped, and here is the cavalry of Steven. Can Nuna actually survive this 1 vs 3? But here comes Chris into the fight. Here comes Death from below. You'll push so low. Chris as well. Oh my god, this damage is complete insane. But first time Topless here on the tower. Gets a double kill. Can he get the triple kill? Nice! Stun ball. We're gonna get it. No! Triple kill! First time Topless redeeming himself. This is completely insane.
We have delved into chaos, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. We get to see the replay a little bit here, but 15-15 going on crazy like in the tempo of this game. 4,000 in the lead now is Atlando here. They're getting the long end of the stick in this fight, or just the long seance of plays and counter plays and kills and counter kills and backs and forth.
And
but
dumbass plays.
yeah, just it seems like the Chaos Gauntlet has been thrown down and everybody's in on it. 15-15. We're only 17 minutes into the game, so well, double as many kills as we've had minutes of the game.
Yeah,
almost.
first time toppling and completely annihilating the backline of Vipers. Nothing they can do about it. He's just standing there getting kills after kills, securing himself a triple kill, putting him in a position of 7-2 kills. And also kills looking fairly good as we get an engagement in the mid lane on Lunge, but it's not going to be enough to catch out the boy of this board. But now he's coming down.
Does get the hook on Linge, and boom, he goes down to death from below. And it is the Aatrox picking up the full gold, so perfect actually for the team of Box Vipers. But now they are looking at the mid lane tower.
I would like for you to notice the actual farm on Halmir at this point.
Let's not talk about that.
83 farm. Approximately 5 minutes ago, he had 75 farm.
Yeah.
He has just been going around trying to get the hooks. I think he has himself confused with the support this game, but he is landing a lot of stuff. He is setting a lot of stuff up. It's just, you know, he's getting a deficit.
But look at me when he gets engaged upon. He can't get out. First time top lane is dominating. He goes for dive on the enemy tower. Gets charmed up, gets knocked up. Gets root on never mind. Feather Call is not ready. Here comes True Shot Barrage. Deals so much damage. Holman is here. He wants to defend his teammates, but he doesn't have death from below. Oh, this mid lane tower is so close to going down. Hook does land on the first time top lane. He's a bit too deep. He does go on. Here's Julby. He wants to get the tower dive. That's way too deep, buddy. The kill from Linge does go over to Steven. So far it's 1-for-1, but the mid lane tower has been killed. First time top lane. He really wants to get this dive.
Jesus Christ. They set their sights on the turret in the mid lane. Death from below again used needlessly. And that means it's not up for the remainder of this 6,000, no, let's say 5,000 rather, in the favor of Atlando. They keep pressuring this lane. The Irelia at this point.
Hook onto first time top lane. Oh my lordy. Rodibing gets one shot by Chris. This is complete insane. 5,000 gold lead. They do want to get the kills. Here's Mika, has Pop World and Chris is the next target. He gets shot down by Migma. Now Ling is the next target. That doesn't have a flash up quite yet, but he has Arcane Shift and he should be out safe and sound. Migma is so greedy. Flashes onto Ling, but he gets exhausted. And no! World Epter expires and kills himself. Now first time top lane is the next target. Holmrider doesn't land the stun, but here is Rodibingi. Oh, not Rodibingi. It is Steven, but he can't land anything onto first time top lane. He's so strong, but the boat skewer does land. He should go down. 1,000 gold shut down to Holmrider.
So many things happening around this map in this current state of the game. Just 20 minutes in and we have almost 40 kills on the board. What is happening, boys? We cannot keep up in the caster studio
here. We
here.
get to see the replay here. They're sieging in on the turret. A lot of spells being traded. Halminator looks to be caught out. Not indeed. He doesn't have the death from below up. First time top lane, then coming in. Maybe a little bit too deep, but that is on Yulbu instead coming in on the Nunu. They get the trade kill on the Ezreal towards the Talia, and it's a 1-for-1, and then it just continues after that.
Imagine if Holmrider actually had death from below. That would have been so good.
Yeah, that fight would have been great.
But look at Rodibingi. He's getting engaged upon by Chris, but he should be out safe and sound. But now Baron should be the next target. They are setting a vision up around it. But how do you get this Baron when like kills are thrown left, right, and center? If Julbo or if Steven dies, well, the Baron should be able to be killed by the opposing team. But it's so close. Even though it's a 4,000 gold deficit or 3,000 gold, it still feels like it's dead uneven because these team fights is just completely insane.
Well, keep in mind that Atlando actually has secured 2 Mountain Drakes on their side. That means 20% extra true damage with Baron. But now Chris may be in trouble because
have to interrupt you. Chris is in trouble. You are completely right. Rodibing is here. Oh, nice play. Perfect execution. Has him pop defensively over the wall as well. Oh, death from below. He chases him down. Holmrider, but he can't get the kill. He has to get out of the Baron pit if he doesn't want to die. Ignite has been popped. He's definitely a dead man. Shut down to Chris. Nice played by this man.
And speaking of all the dashes that makes everybody have the clashes and that you didn't have to turn into the flashes. I'm trying to rhyme here, doing it terribly. Either way, you don't have the same amount of dashes as Chris. Chris gets to use them and utilize them very well here, and that turns into the favor of Atlando in the end. Now it's 20-19 instead of 19-19, thus upsetting the balance of this game as it has been going on for quite a bit with the even amount of kills.
And Baron doing all the work from Chris here, taking down Holmrider, capture inside the Baron pit. Just, you're not in, I'm not capturing here with you, you're stuck in here with me, to quote some more movies.
Still on the Baron. Julbo actually does a lot of damage to this Baron, but Migma is just around the corner. They have to back off. Holmrider is just respawn, doesn't have death below, but do have TP. Now first time top lane, flash! Oh my god, that's so nice play. He dives onto the enemy backline, but he gets shot down by Thor. Here is Julbo, here is Chris, here's Lunge, and there, kill him, the killing spree, double kill for him. He gets hooked in, death from below, kills
it's him. He's the next target. Chris is so low. He gets knocked out by Migma. He's still in the shroud. They can't see him. No, so, oh my god, the heal does win. He gets the kill. Oh, to Chris now. Julber's next target. He gets killed as well by Migma. Frey is killed. It's an ace for the guys in Box Virus. Can they get the Baron?
What a turn of events right here, going for the Baron, taking down every single member of Atlando. Even though the Vanguard just looked so good, it simply wasn't enough for first time top lane to do anything. What a turn from the side of Box Vipers. Completely insane, and now securing the Baron totally freely for themselves.
Maybe.
With now two
Maybe
kills.
Helmet going really low here. Thor as well. I think they have to pace themselves a little bit, but they will get it. It's turning into Dodgeball, the underdog story here, because Box Vipers, they show that they have the teeth to bite back. The fight actually looks good.
Cruiser Barrage coming in here.
Yes!
Double kill! Still the Baron! What happening?
My God!
Look at the MVP of Atlando! It was coming in, we saw it from far away, and it was just so perfect. What the hell? We get the replay. That is one for the history books. Atlando just stealing it for themselves. What in the world is happening?
That's the best true shot barrage I've ever seen. That was completely insane. Linge completely saving this game, also stealing the Baron buff. And look, now they are sieging down the enemy mid lane tower. They are looking for the inhibitors. This is completely insane. Oh no, and Chris dives onto Steven. He can't do anything, gets killed.
It's tough to find the words in this game here.
Box in the enemy base. Fiddlestorm has been popped, connects to kill him. He's quite deep. He gets knocked up. He gets killed by Rottebing, and now jumped up. Chris, can he get out? Yes, he can. He uses EL. Shut down onto Linge. Yumi and Chris are so close to getting down, but Miwa can't quite get them. They wish there was a true shot right now for them. Oh my god.
It's really hard to find the words to describe the things going on in this game. That is an amazing steal. The way that it just lines up perfectly with two champions and the last hit on the Baron just before it goes down. I mean, the statistical likelihood of that happening.
1%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Lunge is a great mathematician or he just feels it and then gets the greatest true shot barrage, I should say, in that I've ever seen. Great play from him. They are in the kill lead from Box Vipers, but you know, they snatch the victory from the claws of defeat, and it must be so sour, such a sour sensation in the mouths of Box Vipers here, as they almost had the turnaround of the game. If they've secured the Baron, it would have looked totally different.
We need to listen to that Discord chat from Atlando after this game, because that has been some insane hype in that chat room just as we speak, because I have never seen anything like that. We saw it coming from a mile away. I was thinking, okay, he spawns in a minute, the Trucial Barrage is up, it's coming, can he be able to just get one kill? But no.
He gets hooked by Holman. He should be next target, death from below. Boom! Steven gets killed now. First time top lane's next target. Infernal Chain Hellsman hit. Death from below as well. He should be the next target. He does take no damage for some reason. He's on the run, but there's no teammates around to save him.
Vanguard's incoming.
Nice Vanguard's it, but it doesn't matter. Thor gets the kill. So far, they are stalling the Baron.
And this is something Atlando doesn't know what is. It is a trap that is sprung successfully by the side of Box Vipers. Very well played. Now they might surround and get a pincer move here going on.
Lunge, Chris, and Yulbu are here. Absolute Zero has been popped off. Absolute Zero. Yulbu is killed by Thor. Now Chris is the next target. Can they actually get out? Oh yeah, they can, because perfect execution
Yeah, they
is
totally
up.
can. Yeah, they totally can. Yumi speeds up the targets as well. Chris gets that to walk out this time around, but really, really nice play in this third and fourth match. I really think it's delivering right now. The first game was kind of a stomp, a little bit messy from both teams, but this game, completely messy,
let's
complete
see
chaos.
True Shot Barrage steal the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, another Mountain Drake. No Drakes has gone over to the side of VIP yet, and
It's
come
not
on,
this time.
really? Like,
You can't expect more from him.
Do you even know how to play your champion?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Please, Lunge.
yeah.
What?
True
What are
shot
you doing?
barrage, it can go across the map easily.
Look
Jeez.
at the score lines of pretty much every team. So many deaths. Yulbu is 1-9. That's a terrible score, but he's actually still doing quite well. His team fights are a bit sketchy, but his early game was so good. First time top lane the carry, 5 deaths. Chris is the one with the least amount of deaths, only 2, which is quite impressive considering this game. But look, like the entire line of Vipers has 6 deaths at least, except for only with the 3 and Rollebeng
Yeah,
with
but they
4.
haven't.
Still insane.
It's just complete chaos because they haven't played the win conditions right. The Irelia first time top lane was an 8-2-0 score, and as well 6-2-0 on the Akali at some point in the game.
6-0 he was
yeah,
actually.
Yeah, he was 6-0. That's true. And they didn't split up the map. They didn't start playing for the 1-3-1. They're doing that now, but it might just be too late. He hasn't gotten a kill on first time top lane, and they've gained some of the gold back here from Bucks Vipers. They're only at a 3,500 gold deficit, which is quite alright as you get closer into later stages of the game.
It feels a little bit like Atlando is getting overconfident in this game after this insane steal from Lunge and the 2 kills with the Baron and the True Shot Barrage. They get a little bit overconfident, wearing places when they shouldn't be at the wrong time, and that has gotten a lot of kills in the court of Bucks Vipers here, which could be mean the game for them. But right now they still have the great advantage of pushing in. The inhibitor is still up for the Bucks Vipers, but looking to take it, pushing down. They have getting Chris up in the top side and Aurelia in the bot side to just set up a 1-3-1, which is what they should have done from the get-go.
Slowly but surely they should be able to take
out
down
nicely. You know, nothing not calculated happening on the Rift right now. You get to siege in the mid lane. You have the pressure, and nice and easily just make use of the 2 Mountain Drakes knocking down the objectives, and then you get a soothing sensation as opposed to what we've seen the previous 28 minutes, which has just been kills on kills and kills and kills.
Look at the amount of kills. It's like double the amount of minutes.
Yeah,
First time going
and
for
we
kill
get
on
an engage.
Holmeter. Whoa, completely annihilates him now, laying his next target. But they can't do anything. Viewers, Warlex is killing themselves. Steven can't get out. He pops his on his hourglass, he pops his flash, but he's still going to get killed by Yulbo. Is it? He defends his teammate. Oh my god, he
so
just
close.
quite kills him. But here's Thor. He deals so much damage, but he gets almost killed by Chris. He flashes in. Ignite has been popped. The shield does win from it. Chris gets a kill. Now Rollebeng is next target. This should definitely be the game. Coming over to Atlando. Rollebeng is so slippery, but Linge gets him. Now Migmasir is exhausted up. Has popped World Runner, but it's just expired, and Linge should be able to kill him. He is so slippery. The popcorn has been popped, but Arcane shifts after him. True Shot Barrage is not quite up, but look at first time top lane. He's just destroying the entire enemy base.
That should be the game for the Vipers here, going the second game over in Atlanta's favor. The first inhibitor is down.
3 seconds on Holman there. I think they might just get the 2 inhibitors and go back.
And they go back. Okay.
We might see Buck Vipers get to live to fight another day. Now it's ballooned back into 7,000 gold lead. A crazy replay coming in here. Actually getting caught over there on the side. Irelia getting the burst down on Holminator before the fight even begins. And a lot of actual outplay coming in from Bucks Vipers. It's quite close considering the fact they're 1 teammate short, and it takes a lot of time for the actual Atlanta squad to knock down these inhibitors, but they get them in the end, and now the Baron has spawned again. This time around, maybe they can return the favor with a steal from Talia here, rather.
But look at that shuriken flip coming in from Akali in the last team fight.
First time top lane, yeah, they can't steal it. He gets killed. Nice played actually by first time top lane. Here they come.
Oh, in from the side though.
Linge has been killed. Migman's on a kill.
Baron
is so low. Oh! It is Baron for the guys on Atlanta. First time top lane is on the run, but look, Chris is killing Holminator. He's in the Guardian's Angel form. Linge, or not Linge, it's called Yumi. And first time top lane are engaged upon. Rollebeng has a knock up. Ming, but doesn't have World in it though. Can they actually get the 2v2? Meanwhile, Chris is basically 1v9ing both Thor and Holminator. Can he get the kill? Perfect execution has been popped. He gets the kill onto Thor. Holminator can't do a single thing. Has not death from below up. First time top lane is looking for Rollebeng just for the enemy nexus. Yumi is here as well. Maybe this is just a game for Atlanta. Redemption has been popped. Heals up to Rollebeng, and never mind, he gets killed by first time top lane. Now Migmasir with Holminator. He flashes up. Migo deals so much damage with Yumi is here to defend his teammate. Chris is here to the end of the nexus. They just want to get the kill. They want to get the nexus. They want to get the win. But can they? Because here is Holminator. Here is Steven. They can't end it yet. First time top lane is engaged upon by Holminator. Doesn't have death from below up yet. But Steven is engaged. And this is the game for Atlanta. They do get the second win of this series. They only need 1 more to be the 3rd place in the summer split of LCD.
Die once, please. No. Okay, it ends 34-33, and the kill's so sad that it doesn't end 34-34, 33-33. But such a crazy ending. What a crazy game that we get to see here between Bucks Vipers and Atlanta. I mean, we saw a lot of crazy stuff. Double the amount of kills at the very least. Double the amount of kills as we saw minutes. This is what some might call, sort of a fiesta.
I had a friend who called them pyjamas parties.
Yeah, pajamas parties really here. This we see the nice fight here in the end. But actually, nobody goes towards the Baron. Yulbo still in there and gets to smite it. A lot of the splash damage going over towards the Baron. That makes sure that he can actually get it. I don't know if they have had the gotten Baron, they could probably have defended their base.
Yeah, they should have been able to.
Yeah, definitely. But a crazy way to end it. Kriz making sure to keep the two guys away and actually outplaying them 1 versus 2. In the end, it is an Akali with the Shroud. You have some potential to outplay there, and he does that, making sure they don't get back to defend their base, at least not in time, and that leaves space for the Yuumi and the Irelia to actually make sure to plug the last nail in the coffin. But what a crazy game. What are your thoughts, guys?
Well, I think Atlando played this very well. Around the mid-game, 25 minutes in or so, it looked like they were a bit confused, being places that shouldn't been, and actually turning it to the favor of Box Vipers just in a couple of minutes right there. We cannot look apart from Lunge's crazy true shot barrage looking at the Baron, which probably secured them a lot of the game. But at last, they secured the second game and the second victory of the series with just confident. They pulled together and said, okay, we made a few mistakes in the mid game. Now we're just going to pull together and we're going to end it.
I do feel like this game was kind of decided on random fights and random things. Like the true shot barrage, that's not planned at all. That's just a random ultimate been used, and it saved the game. It probably, as you mentioned, won the game. So imagine if Box Vipers got the Baron. They kind of deserved the victory for how well they fought every single team fight. Even though they were so far behind in the early game, well, they still managed to claw themselves in. But still, impressive showing, especially from Holmeder for some reason being in top lane, and from Migma.
I agree, and I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I said vision one single time in this game.
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
And that's very unlike you.
That's very unlike me, and that was just the sort of game where you wouldn't get to say that sort of a thing. It's almost blasphemy. Blasphemy?
Blasphemy.
Oh, that's also a 300 quote.
Yeah. That is blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy? And we can go.
But enough about 300. That was the second game of the third place series, and it was insane. One for the history books, at least. A lot of things happening. But that was it.
Yeah, somebody clip the hot down diggity Ezreal steal there. We want to see that a lot of freaking times. That was so crazy well played by Lunge. Definitely the MVP of this game. But we have to go on a break. We got to pee and liquidate ourselves a little bit. So we'll see you back in 5. 5.
This morning I woke up dying to kiss you. Your makeup on my pillows making me miss you. I went from your bay to an ex in 4 hours or less. There goes another one I couldn't get right, yeah. But I won't let you go without a fight. I won't let you go.
feeling blue. What can we do? Feel my love yesterday. Feel my love always. Always. A shining star to lift my heart. Feel yesterday. Feel my love always. Always. It's you and it's you, colors of a rainbow. Light on down, make your mark. Don't look for better times. And it's true, it's you. We are feeling blue. What can we do? And it's true, it's you. We're feeling blue. What can we do? Feel my love yesterday. Feel my love always. Always. A shining star to lift my heart. Feel yesterday. Feel my love always. Always. It's you and it's you, colors of a rainbow. Light on down, make your mark. Don't look for better times.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And you may have some history, but we don't have to repeat.
Dive deep into entertainment. Philips Hue.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the third game in the third place series here in the summer split of the LCD. My name is still Theo, and I'm here with Matthias, who's just switched out from Simon, and still as well as Palle. We just came from the backbone of an insane game here between Box Vipers and Atlando. Guys, what do you think of this game we just came from?
I mean, honestly, just the most insane game in the LCD so far that I've spectated. Absolutely insane performance by both teams. A little bit of trolling in the end from both teams also. But a really fun game to watch and really the content we're looking for.
Yeah.
Pack it up, boys. It doesn't get better than this.
No, it probably doesn't. Pelle has left the room, everybody. Pelle has left the chat because that we just witnessed, especially the Lynge steal with the True Shot Barrage. We cannot say it enough. But we are in the Champions League already. We don't get any more time to talk about it. And the first ban coming out from the side of Atlando is Draven once again. I think he has a 100% ban rate this series at least. And we're going to get out again. We don't know why, but that's just going to happen. But guys, what do you expect from seeing from these two teams? Now we've seen the first two games. What do you expect in the next game, maybe the final game for Atlando in the draft composition-wise?
You start.
I mean, we can either see like the safe way. We can see some really safe pick. We can see first time top lane on a comfort pick, as well as Chris on maybe the Pyke pick, which really like carries it home in terms of meta right now. But we could also expect to see maybe something a bit different because they are 2-0, so they got a little bit more room to work with, so they can test some limits, try something new out maybe. But I think we will see the safe route here from Atlando, just pulling it home after the losses yesterday. It might be a little rough for them. It might be a little insecurity that might play in, so they might just go for the safe route and drag it home from there.
Yeah, it could be a possibility going for this late game style play, because what we've seen so far from Atlando is not the late game kind of play. We've seen a lot of early game pressure, especially with Yulbu on the Nunu, the Yeti coming in with 2 ganks in just 4 minutes, 2 successful ganks that is. So maybe going for a little bit more late game determined route is a possibility. Pelle, what do you think?
Well, it kind of feels like they have to pick Pyke top for Holmner again, because it is Holmner in the top lane. So, what can he play except Pyke? It is a support main, so it would be really hard for this guy to pull off anything else, especially versus first time top lane. We did mention just here in the pause that first time top lane Fiala is known for being kind of a coin flip, but it seems like today is his good day. He performs really well, had so many good team fights, solo killed Holmner twice, but actually got return killed by him, got a bit too greedy. So I feel like they kind of have to pick Pyke if they want Holmner to survive the laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, Pyke being such a strong champion right now, being flexed into almost every role. The only role that you really can't play him in is the jungle, and I'm sure that if you try to pull him off on a really good player like Yulbu, it would definitely work still. So Pyke really being the safe pick, but it's banned out right here. So
hold on a minute, Mordekaiser's open.
Mordekaiser
and not picked in the first rotation.
And he might be Mordekaiser banned. I believe they banned wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, then my mistake then. The Mordekaiser is banned out with any placeholder ban, I guess. We do see the Draven pick coming in for first time top lane priority picking him, even though he was banned out in the first game, so I could imagine it being an actual pick right here. But we'll see. Right now, it's spinning up to be a bit of an aggressive for both laner with the Xayah pick coming in. No, it's going to be a fresh pick for the side of Benki once again. First time we've seen in this series and also the series yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the best defense is an attack, and I mean, Lynge on Draven is not something that we see very often. It's a very offensive lane, it's a very damage-heavy lane, so either you just pull it all the way back and just say, alright, we won't contest you in the lane, or you do this and pick Thresh, Blitzcrank, maybe?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's, the Knife Cat coming in here for Steven.
And Shaco.
Okay.
Can we keep up?
Yeah, no, okay. Now they have to pick some really weird... Okay, what could be the best pick right now? Oh, Mordekaiser. They can't pick it, and he is Mordekaiser banned, so sadly not. It would be really meme if they do, but still. Rengar and Shaco, 2 really aggressive early game junglers. Who's the better one? I don't really know. I would say Rengar because he has the kind of late game insurance from his ultimate. Shaco falls off pretty hard unless he gets super fed.
I mean, Shaco is a bit of a solo queue pick, right?
Yeah.
He's not very team oriented. He's very a solo play style where you go in yourself, do these solo plays, kill one target and get out again. So I mean, team oriented wise, I wouldn't vote him higher than Rengar, which is definitely better at setting plays up and coordinating with your team where you go and what you do and such.
But it's a bit strange. It's the second time we see Shaco in just this series, and we haven't seen him throughout the LCD Summer Split season at all. And just out of nowhere, he just comes up. It wasn't very successful when Steven played it in the first game of the series, but maybe Yulpo can take it into his own hands and turn it around. But two very aggressive and hard carry junglers picked here from both sides, and I can't wait to see what Steven does with Rengar. Looking for something a bit more aggressive playstyle. We don't know Stevens by name because he is a bit of roster change from coming up from Box Vipers, so maybe he's just an aggressive jungler. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Saya are really good at self-peeling, Thresh really good at aggressive plays, and Rengar as well are really good at these aggressive plays. And we have seen this hashtag being spammed over and over again throughout many seasons of the LCD with the Lunge esport thing. So maybe Bucks Vipers is just saying, hold up, we're just gonna shut Lunge down and see what Kriz and Fiala can do in this top mid lane to carry the team, because Lunge is not gonna have a whole lot to say in this game if Rengar gets a good start.
Here in the second ban phase, we get both the Akali and the Aatrox ban out from both sides here, taking into consideration that we were played both in the last game. Both Kriz and Migma have had enough. As we get the top lane hover here from the side of for Hominid. What is going to play? This Shen pick could be great. Oh, this Shen pick. That's the first time as well, I think. I like seeing the Shen pick. As a Shen main myself, this is amazing. He's the #1 daddy of League of Legends.
Okay, what is even going on right now?
Okay, what the hell?
Vayne and Vayne. So it's probably Vayne top lane against Shen for the counter pick, Aurelia mid lane. And
Shaco support?
Oh, Warwick, I guess. This
Warwick support? I don't think it will be Warwick support.
What is this team composition? And now, right now, we get the hover for Roddy Bengi with the Disney Princess of Death. The Zoe gets locked in here for Migmer, which, that always hurts to see. But enough about that, because we still have the giveaway collaboration with eOddsed. And the only thing we have to do is spam in the chat #eOddsed, and you're in the run for 100 Kronos coupon for free gambling or whatever you want to be.
It is Shaco support.
It is.
It is
right. Or is it?
What? He just chose Smite. Okay, now it's Warwick with Exhaust.
I'm so confused right now.
Well,
There is literally nothing we can say to make anything set in stone for this game.
But
Draven, Vayne bot lane?
No, Vayne is TP. Vayne is for sure going top lane, and first time top
they
lane
are
has
role
Ignite.
swapping as well. I see.
Yeah, but Zoe, it should be a decent pick into Aurelia. She has a long range and a sleepy bubble trouble, so it's not a good lane for Aurelia for sure, for Zoe for sure, because the solo kill potential is definitely there for first time top lane, but it should be survivable for Migma.
It should be definitely survivable, and looking at the previous nerfs on Aurelia, making her W not block out the magic damage coming in from Zoe anymore. It only blocks physical damage now, making her much more vulnerable in this solo lane matchup they will face off in.
Yeah, but boys, true to tradition, now that we have the final lineups for both teams, we usually ask you guys, what do you think the win conditions are for separate team? And Mafighter, I'll just start with you as the new caster in the studio. What do you think, Atlando or Box Vipers, what is the separate win conditions for either one of the teams?
Yeah, I mean, I have to hit the ground running, right? But with these compositions, I mean, Bucks Vipers definitely sticking to a more traditional composition, whereas Atlando is really, really branching out into some very weird stuff. I think we're going to see Yulbo on support, Shaco, Fred on the Draven AD carry, Lunge on Vayne in the top lane. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then Aurelia on in mid lane, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, if Atlando can pull this cheese composition off, they are pretty darn hot right now. They're really getting up to speed. They can definitely pull this off, but I mean, if they lose the first 5 minutes, it will crumble.
Yeah, I can't really see how they survive the laning phase though, because none of their lanes are particularly good. We have the Vayne top lane against Shen. It should be survivable for Shen because he has the
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone.
To block out
the thingy. But
Shen main right here.
When speaking of Shen and the guys on Box Vipers, they have a much more traditional composition, even though it is Shen top and Rengar jungle. But that's actually a composition I do like, because Rengar, well, he can jump in like the pussycat, he is meow, and have the Shen ulti on him. So you can dive into the backline, completely suicidal, but still have the defensibility from a from a Shen coming in. Also, we have the long range, wave clear from Zoe and the pick potential, as well as the pick potential coming from Roddy Bengi and the late game insurance of Thor's side. We saw it last game. He played it actually really well, even though first time top lane was basically super fed. he still fought the team fights very well. So I do see this composition working out wonders because it has a mix of engage, peel, and pick potential.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot to look at here. I think we're gonna have to lean back and watch how the first 5 to 10 minutes unfolds in this game. I don't
because
think
this is so weird. This is so untraditional.
and so unpredictable. I mean, how will this go? We have top of the line Danish players in this match. Arguably the top 50 players in Denmark is in this game. So even cheese compositions can be pulled off in a very, very fashionable style. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they will pull off and how they will pull it off. But I think looking at the Warwick, very strong early game jungler, is very good at punishing when the lanes fight one-on-one. He can come in clutch with his W. He can smell the blood, come in really super fast. So I think if Lunge can get Hulminator low in the top lane, Warwick will definitely be there to punish it.
It cooks up to be some sort of a party game here. Maybe trying to top the game that they had the last time at Atlando. Maybe going for some, because as you said, I do smell a little bit of cheese here. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But guys, prediction: can Box Vipers take a game for themselves, or is Atlando gonna take this 3-0?
I think Atlando is going to take this 3-0. They are not tilted at all right now. They had a really fun game last game, so I think they're heated up and warm, and they will hit the ground running this game and just run Bucks Vipers over. I think they're going to take the first 5 minutes and just take the game in really, really quick style.
So we got 1 and 3-0. Pat, what do you think?
I feel like with this draft, Atlanta really wants to go to game 5 because I wouldn't call it good at all. I would call it horrible. It's like Shaco support. Why do it? Okay, basically to style an enemy team, but the win conditions are so bad. And even we see Hulminator playing top, but it's still a good composition they have on box service. They should be able to take this game because even though we have hyped up Lunge a lot, he hasn't really played that well these last couple of weeks. His performance yesterday, his performance today has been okay. But really, the thing he has done was to choose Shot Barrage, and I can't say, wow, such an amazing player from the choose Shot Barrage. And on this Draven, you have to snowball early on. Oh, never mind.
It's Vayne.
It's Vayne. Okay.
Vayne. So he is on an AD carry. And he knows how to play this Vayne. He has played her before. We have seen. I've definitely played with Lunge a lot, where he plays this Vayne. He's a really mechanical player. He's really good at kiting, attack moving, and such, which is the key elements for popping off on Vayne. So I think unless they lose the early game, they can pull this home in a really dominant style.
But we will see, because we have just entered Summoner's Rift for the third and maybe final game of the third place decider for the summer split. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here with this so unorthodox comp, right as we're going to get some BM in the mid lane from Bro Chris and first time top lane taking the first tower shot while Chris is just standing there and dancing the Thriller dance.
Okay, that's actually a really good dance from Warwick. I like the wolf. I feel like I have to make some sounds about that guy later on in this game, but really some BMing and not really the good man as we're seeing right now, but something we do have to point out is Steven's performance in last game. He actually played quite well, even though the matchups for him was pretty hard. He had a really good showing in the mid game. He got 2 perfect ganks in the bot lane. I do see him playing well again this game. You do have the Rengar, like the chaotic potential. You don't really know how to play against this champion in team play.
Important to notice that is a Rengar main thing to do right there. Popping the blast cone to get 2 ferocity stacks before you jump onto the red buff. It's scrub noob stuff we're seeing right here. So we might see Steven popping a bit more off this game.
1000 IQ definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And reading the Twitch chat also says that really stupid of Bucks Vipers not to ban Chris's Warwick. Should we fear this Warwick? Do you think so?
We haven't seen the Warwick yet, but it could be a possibility with this the Wolf coming in from the jungle. Great fire, great early game potential with the fear coming in. So maybe we should fear it. It is a possibility.
So looking at the lanes here, we see some aggressive playstyle coming in from the Atlando bot lane. We see also top lane being relatively even, maybe going a bit to the side of Lunge with his range advantage early game, and mid lane also being pushed in a little bit. So What should we expect to see here from the early game, from this Aurelia Zoe matchup? You talked a bit about it in the Champions League.
Well, it can be really hard for Migma, and it can be really easy for Migma. It all depends on how the stun lands from first time top lane, and how the sleepy bubble trouble. Oh, that's quite deep from first time top lane, and how the sleepy bubble trouble lands from Migma. Because if first time top lane misses his stun, well, the lane is pretty easy for Migma. But if he hits it and Migma misses his sleepy bubble trouble, well, he's toast. He has to flash out or cleanse or use then stolen summoner spell, I guess, because the matchup can be that hard. Also, when first time top lane does get level 6 and gets the Vanguard's Edge, well, the matchup gets even harder because it just stacks up further for the queue. So it's really interesting to see. The lane is definitely not over for Migma. It can also be a good lane, but it all comes down to the stun and the sleepy bubble trouble.
But could the early lane dominance from the Atlando lineup here be the end of Bucks Vipers? Because you see top lane being pushed in, mid lane being pushed in somewhat before, and we see the bot lane here definitely just standing on the top. But I think we should... No, Rengar is
right
recalling
now,
in the bot lane.
Steven coming down to the bot lane, maybe looking for an early gank on this knife cat right here. Is it a possibility? They are pushed up both.
That's actually a good trade for... Oh, now here is the pussycat, or not a cat, or is it a wolf? I don't even know. But Fred is the first target. He flashes out now. Yulbu is the next target. He doesn't have flash, but he has a Q, and he gets out safe and sound.
And tower dive in the top lane. Look.
Oh, tower dive in the top lane. You are right. No. Here is the wolf. The taunt actually landing onto the wolf. He tries to flash out. He gets the first blood. Woof! He says as he dies. First blood going over to Holmir. Nice played by this guy, showing who's boss.
What are you doing, Chris? You don't tower dive at level 2 or 3. You wait until
don't
you
tower dive a Shen at all. With the taunt coming in from Daddy Shen right here. Homelander just playing it safe, playing it clean, and gets the first blood off the match so safely. I don't know what Chris's expectations was going into this tower dive, because it turned out a little. But now here, Flash and Button for the Bungie flays him back. Can he get him even when he goes to the top lane? Nothing really happening. But a little of a lackluster flash coming from Roddy Bengi here with the Flay, trying to get him back, but not gonna be able to do anything about it.
But look at the items of Holmir. He has just finished his Bramble Vest already. It's going to be so hard for Lynga to do anything against this guy. We saw him get some good trades before the first blood in the top lane. Look, again, he just beats him to the crapper. He can't really do anything, Lynga. He does have the TP up, so he can get back and get some Vampiric Scepter to survive the lane, but still, it's hard for him.
It's really a rough lane for him, with Shen getting this first blood, coming back with the Bramble Vest and the Doran's Shield, which he obviously had from the start. But starting out with the Bramble Vest really makes it rough for Lynga to go back and get this Vamp Scepter, because what will it do for him? It will heal half the amount anyway, and it heals so little in the early game anyway. So I think that the top lane is almost set to be over here so early, because of this really stupid tower dive from Kills.
Yeah, if we're looking at the CS on the board, it's pretty even all around. Hum made a pretty good standing in the top side. We did have the first ball as well, but as you said, Lynga is not being able to touch him as much as you want to, because he does have the Twilight Zone to block out the basic attacks. Holding the wave fairly in his positioning, Homelander here. Really safe. He has hit level 6, so Stank United is ready to save some of his teammates if it comes to that. Could be Wally Bengen, which is pretty low. But the Knife Cat is making his way down bot side once again after the Skull Crab probably. The first objective is spawned. It's going to be the Cloud Drake going in. Oh, the Sleepy Bubble Trouble hits on the mid lane. Maybe first time top lane is in trouble because the Knife Cat is here. No, it's not going to be this time. He dashes to safety.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of hesitation from both teams coming out here. But
it's a good trade, actually.
Yeah, the taunt coming in here on Lynga maybe really low actually from Homelander with surprising damage on the Twilight Assault with the Q.
Vanguard Edge has been popped as a stun. The cleanse as well. Flashes out from Migma. Flashes out. Nice Sleepy Bubble Trouble. The damage does come through. But look, Stand United completely wasted. They can't get a single kill, anything from it. And it is 2 summoner spells used right here from Migma.
Yeah, a little bit of a lackluster Stand United here. He probably wouldn't be dead. But the Hardy Death Sentence comes in on Yulbu down here in the bot lane, but not going to be able to execute on it this time. Comes out, the Killer Clown survives this round.
A bit of hesitant plays, as I was saying just before the plays happened. A bit of hesitant plays, a bit of like nervous plays coming in from both teams. We see this a bit uncoordinated Shen Stand United coming in here, where Migma actually was safe. So I think Fox Vipers really scared to give up this early game to this Atlando squad, which is looking to cheese. And I think Atlando also really eager not to, fuck it up early game, if you may say so. Because if they lose the early game too hard, they will lose the game.
Yeah, they really have to win the early game, but most importantly, look at Fred. He hasn't died yet, and he should be sitting on a lot of activation stacks, so if he gets a kill, he should cash in a lot of gold. And as we're speaking, the fight does go down mid, and Flash has already been forced by Thor. Rodebingi doesn't have Flash. Can this really kill from Fred? He doesn't have Flash, but the Whirling Death comes in, and he should be able to get the kill. Fred gets a huge amount of gold right here. Thor is the next target. Can he get the kill? Oh, they're so close. Fred double kill under the tower. Amazing play with this guy. Oh, nice condemn, and Holmberg gets destroyed by Link.
Whoa, what happened right here? We get the replay where we see the engage from the bottom line. Rodebingi gets completely caught up with Whirling Dead, killing him down. And now Fabio is set upon tower diving, gets the last Whirling Axe and takes him down, as well as that condemn coming out from Link in the top lane, pushing Holmberg on the tower and taking the kill. 3 kills at once from Atlando, and we missed 1 kill I see here. Where is it? It's from the Knife Cat probably, getting the kill onto the Clown, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think so. But 2 things I want to touch on here. First of all, why did Thor turn around when he was getting dove in the bot lane, giving Draven the last basic
Here comes the
attack?
Pussycat. Meow. He wants to kill Chris. Can he actually get killed? I think Doubly can. Flashes out from Fred. Fred is next target. He doesn't have Flash. Doesn't have Feel. Oh, he actually does have Flash. He wants to get the kill on Rodebingi. Can he get it? I don't believe so. He flashes after him. And boom. He gets a killing spree kill. Gets shot down by the Pussycat, who turns in a lot of gold. But here's Julbert gets a return kill. Ignite is not up from this guy. He can't quite get the kill. Oh, Steven, you are so long below. Can he actually get out? You'll be forces ultimate out. Can he get the kill on the cat? It's a big question. The heal is up from Rodebingi. Oh, not Rodebingi, from Steven, but he should be out safe and sound. This is so messy.
So messy indeed, because kills are happening all over the board. We even missed one with the replay coming in. Guys, what do you think about so far? Because right now, it could go either way.
I mean, one thing... Oh, here comes the Wolf.
Here's the Wolf. Lantern is up. I do believe he's going to go down. Yeah, Chris gets his first kill of this game, redeeming himself for the kind of sloppy early game. And it's looking really bad right now for Box Vipers. They're behind 1,500 gold. Here is Linge for the solo kill on Holmberg. He can't really do anything. Gets condemned out. Gets killed by Linge. Finishes his second kill right here, redeeming his sloppy early game phase. And, well... right now it just looks horrible for the guys on Box Vipers. They're getting outplayed by a shitty comp of Atlando.
I mean, Lunge might not be a top lane player, but he is most definitely a Vayne player. So I think Hulminator, a bit of disrespect coming in here, but also can we just talk about this beautiful condemn we saw from Lunge, dodging the taunt from the Shen.
Stand United has been popped. Chris has a flash out. Yeah, he will get out, and here comes Zoe actually. Holmberg is over the wall, but here's Fred. They can't get any kills. That's a nice booby trap right here.
But right now, Atlando looking to be in a good position because all their kills are in all the right places. They have the kills on Vayne and the Draven, and that's just where you want them. The carries have to go right now. As we see engagement mid lane,
Ignite on the enemy tower and top lane. First time top lane gets a kill in mid lane, and he's out safe.
Look at the kitty cat.
Look at the kitty cat.
The kitty cat and the ninja coming after him. He's running for his life, trying to recall here, but not going to be safe. Able to save him. There comes the jump, and he's dead. Steven gets the kill, the third kill of the game with the jump from the bush. The kitty cat is now dangerous, and now there is no way that first time Tommy could survive that without flashing under the tower.
Here in the bot lane, looks so much damage onto Julbert. He should definitely go down to Thor. Yes, he gets killed. Now Fred, he wants to retaliate. His teammate goes on the enemy tower, but not quite what you want so far. It's 1-0 in the bot lane.
I take back everything I said about being hesitant. This game has turned from being a bit hesitant, a bit nervous, to being super hyper aggressive from both teams, really trying to make it happen here. And really rewarding to watch, as well as casting it, because it's super interesting to see both teams really doing every last bit they can to get this lead that it takes to win the games.
And now that Chris has taken it on to himself to get the first Drake, and it's going to be a Cloud Drake on the side of Atlando right here, as well as both Thor and Rodebingi pushed in on the tower because Infinite Duress is up and coming in there.
Infinite Duress and just slaps Thor right in his face, kills him now. Rodebingi is the next target. TB has come in from no one. Apparently Holmberg is just around the corner, but double kill for Chris on the enemy tower. Here's Migma for the retaliation kill. Oh my god, Holmberg actually got cancelled in his TP, but Migma still got the shutdown, so I guess it's not that bad, but still Thor and Rodebingi going down to the Wolf.
Yeah, but a really small consolation prize for Box Vipers here. Chris getting in here, getting 2 kills on the Warwick, killing the entire bot lane of Box Vipers, really opening up the map, forcing Migma to go bot lane, and really opening up the rest of Atlando's lineup to really push in the mid lane.
Ooh, nice played by Steven right here. The root does go down on Lynge, but he is out safe and sound. It really showcases he actually knows this champion. But look, Lynge, he wants to get retaliation kill onto, but now the Pussycat is here in the bush. Can he get the kill on Lynge? I do believe he can. Never mind, the condemn is so nice. Gets out safe and sound. Flash is not up from Lynge. Oh, nice flash by Holmberg. Shuts him down, but here is Chris for the retaliation kill. Gets him the 4th kill for him in this game.
Yeah, that was completely insane. Chris a little bit late to save his top laner, but getting a retaliation kill onto Hominator here in the top side. The Wolf actually looking pretty dangerous after all, as we may predict it. But right now, that means Radibengi and Fora has a free bot side. But beware, because the Kill Clown is behind you. He's standing in the bush waiting for retaliation because the Draven is on his route. Frederik is hailing him, but the fear comes in on the Fora. It's going to be
now
dead.
it's TBS here from Lynge. He wants to get the kill. Lantern has been popped. Yulbu is kind of low, but here's Lynge. He wants to get the condemn onto Radibengi. Stunned up against the wall. He does get hooked. Here comes the play. This should be out 7 sound. Feather Call is not up right now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the engage does come in, and Migma is suppressed. He's killed by Chris. 5th kill for this Wolf, redeeming his early game tower dive in top lane completely. Meanwhile, Homner is down bot lane, has popped his Stand United, but there's not anything they can do.
No, this was, again, events happening all over the map. Still Atlando in the lead with a bit under 2k gold. Actually, a bit, 1.5k gold in the lead for Atlando right here. And the Drake secured on that side, looking to make this a clean 3-0 with this bit of a cheese comp right here. Guys, what do you think of the game so far?
Super interesting to watch, and a lot. Interesting, definitely. I don't know what to say. So much going on everywhere on the map. Every single lane of Atlando and Box Vipers going for solo kills all the time, going for these really hyper-aggressive jungle ganks. We see Lynge in the top lane, a lane where he shouldn't be as confident as he has shown. Really showing up big after a bit of a sloppy first 5 minutes, as you said before, Palle. But really Atlando showing up here, proving maybe that they are so much better than Box Vipers that they can pull off these cheese comps, these off-roll, off-meta champions, this really weird, actually a bad composition, and still win.
Yeah, right now it's looking rough for the Snakes over the side of Buck Vipers, but still not very far behind. That is not going to be able to matter because Steven is a bit fed on the Knife Cat. He is 3-1, has finished his Dust Blade here. If we take a look at the item, we also have the Essence Viewer.
Bengi, he's looking for Fred. He flashes up, but here comes the Pussycat after him. Root should be able to go down. Fred, oh my god, he'll just come through, and he survives. Steven not quite calculated how much damage he will deal.
This is top tier content to watch if you're sitting out there in your living room watching these games. This is top of the line content to watch. Cheese compositions, Baron steals.
Ulti on Yulbu. The Lantern has been popped his out, but look here now, it's a Wolf suppresses threats. Redemption does come in from Migma, but look, Yulbu, he's actually just a clone to kill and kill. Rolbeng is the first target. Chris is on a killing speed now. Thor's next. He will definitely go down to first time top lane. Now the Pussycat, he might just be in a sticky situation. First time time flashes off in. Igniter goes down. Double kill for him. Meanwhile in the bot lane, a horrible trade right here from Holmberg. He can't defend anything against Lynge. Taunt misses, and the solo kill should come through. Yeah, Lynge gets his 3rd solo kill onto Holmberg.
The lineup of Box Vipers completely annihilated, especially by first-time top lanes. Aurelia once again, just like last game, history is repeating itself, and he is so strong right now. And that's 4-0 in favor of the Wolves over at Atlando, and now it's looking slim to none chances for Box Vipers. But guys, Simon, Matthias, what are the chances and what should Box Vipers do right now to get back into this game?
I mean, I actually don't know what they can do as of right now because looking at the players, we see Lynge in the top lane here absolutely playing out of his mind on this lane. You saw the outplay coming in on top lane, the condemn under the tower, the dodge on the taunt from Shen right there, killing him once again. I don't know what Box Vipers can do if Atlando keeps this level of gameplay up, if they keep these mechanical coordinated plays up. I don't think there is anything to do.
But right now, the Knife Cat looking for the kill onto Kills, but the fear comes in. It's
Wolf
gonna
versus Cat, who wins this fight? Stand United has been popped. Lynge is here to defend his teammate, and his Stand United completely wasted.
Yeah, not a wasted. It was kind of a safety net for the cat to making sure he lives. And now he's turning his way onto the second Cloud Drake of the game, which could be going over in favor of the Vipers here. But fear not, because first time top lane is on his way to maybe save. The Stadium United is not up, but the entire Vipers roster is down there. But the Knife Cat saves the the Cloud Drake in the last end.
Yeah, I mean, Bucks Vipers composition might be a little bit better at securing these objectives, playing a little bit more by the book, whereas Atlanto's lineup might be better for just cheesing and fighting as we see right
Look,
here.
first time top lane goes for the 1-1 against Holmeder. Can't really deal any damage to this guy in this Twilight Shroud, or whatever it's called. Holmeder wants to chase down first time top lane, but he should be out safe and sound.
Yeah, right now, first time top lane looking for some skirmishes. He knows he's strong. He knows the Triforce is finished. It is now that he wants to fight, but it's cooking up to be a fight soon, because we have Lunge in the top lane pushing in, getting the second turret off the top lane, and now Yulpo is actually looking for it. Here comes Featherstorm out to dodge the knife from the clown here. Not going to be able to get the kill, but right now in the bot lane, we see first time top lane maybe being in trouble. Tong comes up the hallway, gets fairly low, gets taken down by first time top lane, who dashes to him, as well as Lunge getting a 1v1 on the Knife Cat in the top lane. Kills all over for Atlando. Now it is 17 kills to 8.
17 kills to 8, and it might just be a bit more, because look, Migma is so slippery, so close to going down, but it's just feel disastrous for the guys of Box Vipers. They're playing against completely trash competition, and they're still losing. This just feels empty. And look, Migma gets died upon by Chris and by first time top lane. Boom! He goes down to first time top lane, rampaging, and then get the top bot lane tower. Second tier, the base should soon be broken wide open.
But they got picked off one by one, and Atlando shows that the Wolves really are predators, taking down their opponents single-handedly, one by one, cold and calculated.
But here's Rottebænke misses Death Sentence, but flares first time top lane into the box, and shutdown goes out to him. Not quite the one you want to have the shutdown, but still, gold is gold.
I mean, I wouldn't actually say that Bucks Vipers are losing. I would more so say that Atlanta is winning right now.
Yeah, true.
They are winning every single lane on their own, off-rolling, off-champion maybe for some of the players. So, I mean, Bucks Vipers not necessarily playing bad. They are just really, really getting this cheese smacked in the face super, super hard.
Yeah, I hope you're not allergic to milk, because right now the cheese is strong on the side of Atlando. So, Bucks Vipers, is they gonna be able to pull this off? Can we go into a fourth game? Do you think it's over and out?
I don't think it's over yet. I think if Bucks Vipers can keep this game going for long enough, they might be able to pull it off with a better composition in the end. As it will all come down to one team fight. But as of right now, the next 10 minutes will be very, very, very Atlanta-oriented, very, very dominant from Atlanta. So I think we should expect to see Atlanta trying to close this game out with a Baron in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
So the Knife Cat may be in trouble, because the final hour has been puffed from Lynn, but gets rooted here inside the jungle. Maybe looking for the Baron pick already. It's just spawned 40 seconds ago. But
look how fast they should be able to take the Baron. It's a Jinsu's Rageblade Vayne, Draven, Warwick. This Baron is just going to melt in seconds. Rottebænke, or not Rottebænke, Steven has to be just around the corner to save this Baron. I do believe Atlanta should take it for free. Steven is here to defend it, but he has no ulti, there's no blasting cone, and this is complete free Baron for the guys on Atlanta. This should be able to secure them the game, because they have 3 minutes now. Complete power spiking.
yeah,
I lost my word. I don't know what I was
yeah, it's okay. It happens, because this was an absolute.
Oh, in the gates on Thor. Chris is here. He pops his fear. Here comes Stand United from Holmeder. He wants to defend his teammate, but so far no kills so far. Yulpo is here, but there's no reason to focus down this guy because he's so slippery. First time top lane. He wants to get the engaged Yulpo as well. He wants to get some fears in, but look, it's still Atlanta in the driver's seat.
But I mean, such a worth it play coming in from Krils here. Ulting in on the Sire, using her Featherstorm as well as the Shen Stand United. If Atlanta chooses to fight in the next 30 seconds or so, there will be no peel left for Thor other than Rottebænke on this Thresh. And what can he do against this Atlanta lineup without the Sire ultimate, without the Shen ultimate? I mean, there is no defensive stances left to take for Bucks Vipers in this game.
No, there really isn't. Looking first time top lane. Migma just walked straight into the stun. Holmeder doesn't really take any damage, because first time top lane is physical damage, but here is a wolf. He fears up Holmeder. Can he get out? Don't believe so. Ignite goes down from first time top lane. He gets his 6th kill on this game. Meanwhile, in the mid end, Yulpo is engaged upon, but you can't kill this killer clown.
Can we just talk about we have the ardent sensor on Yulbo, Shaco?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Doesn't really make sense. Oh my god. Fred gets engaged upon. Lantern has been popping. Here comes the suppress. Woof! He sells on an enemy tower, and so does the entire team of Box Vipers. They get completely annihilated. Lynge is here to finish the last kill. First time Toppling gets Rottebinke, and now Miko's next target. Condemned into the wall. Cleanses and flashes out, but he's still going to go down. Double kill for first time Toppling, and clean ace for Atlando.
What an turn of events here. It looked like it was going to be a slow turnout, but no. A clean ace comes out from Atlando, chasing down every single member of the Box Vipers, looking out to complete and turn this game into a 3-0 series, taking the third place in their own favor, because the first Nation Tower hits here just 23 minutes into the game. Are they going to be able to do it? Can the Vipers stop them? It looks slim to none chances, but first down goes down, Purple Yours, next target, and there it goes. Slither, it's going to be able to. Yeah, his shutdown comes over to Purple Yours, and the next target, Lynge is just over there, killing the Sire as the inhibitor falls in the top lane as well. Humminator just trying to stand and defend it, but the Wolf comes in here with a taunt. Can he save it? I don't think he can. Nexus is under siege. Are they going to be able to save it? They're so low. The minions, the Winions, can they take it? So low, yeah, and it goes down. The Nexus is going to be a 3-0 for Atlando. The Wolves eats up the Snakes, and they take the third place in the summer split.
I mean, how insane was that game to watch? I mean, we talked about if Atlanta could pull this early game off, if they didn't lose the lanes so hard as
I was wrong.
might expected, they could pull this off. But in such dominant fashion, I did not expect at all.
I was completely wrong. I was thinking that Atlanta wanted to take this game 5 because there's that completely horrible draft. But I guess Atlanta are just too good compared to Box Vipers. They have the completely weird draft, and as you mentioned, it felt like they were just winning. Box Vipers weren't even losing. It was just Box Vipers being, not Box Vipers, Atlanta being way too good. Even though the champions were quite trashy, the only good champions were kind of Aurelia mid lane, and so that was it. But first time top lane, wow. This man really just manned up, I guess, in these 3 games. Yeah, Aurelia in game 2, superb. Saved the game so many times. This time around also outlaning Migma completely, and first game on Mordecai, so just bashing everyone's brains out. I really enjoy seeing this guy play. He really had a good day today.
Yeah, I mean, really, really mechanical player, first time top lane, that is. Super, super enjoyable to watch him make these outplays, have this huge outburst of damage. But I think we should touch on all the players of Atlanta really popping off this game. Lynge is showing up on this main top lane, really, really, really having a superb performance. The bot lane of Atlanta, I almost can't remember who played what in this game. Really, really showing up. And Chris this Warwick, maybe to the guy who wrote it in Twitch chat that it was stupid that it didn't ban it, maybe he was actually right.
He was on something.
Yeah, 200 IQ player in the loading screen here coming in clutch. Really, really, really superb performance from Chris on this Warwick. Really utilizing his whole kit with the fear, with the Blood Hunt, I think it's called, and the Infinite Duress on his ultimate. Really,
we need an MVP, don't we?
We need an MVP. What do you guys think? Who is going to be the MVP of this series?
I mean, watching Lynge make that outplay in the top lane, where he condemned Hulminator under tower on the Shen, was just looked so dominant and so fashionably beautiful to watch. So I think I would name Lynge the MVP of this game, or Chris, but I think I'm going to stay with Lynge.
I'm thinking about the entire series.
Yeah. Oh, the entire series. Yeah. Ooh, that's a rough one. I think it's I don't know. You go on this one because they swap roles and such, so it's really a rough one to call.
I'd go for first time top lane. His performance in both games on Aurelia and Mordecai was completely bonkers. He played so well. He got solo kills on Holman. Did get solo kill, got a bit too greedy, but his performance in team fights was so good. He was such an important target, and the championship play was just too hard to kill. So I'd definitely go for first time top lane for the MVP.
Yeah, I would say as well, I agree with you, but that was the first place decider between Atlando and Vipers. But before we end off on a high note, we do have a special guest in the studio, and that's Fred, the support from Atlando. Fred, welcome. Get in here.
Welcome to the studio.
Yeah. So, Fred, congratulations on the third place decider.
Thank you very much.
The third game, we have to talk about the third game at first. The team composition. What were you guys thinking?
We were thinking comfort, so we all just picked our OTP champions. We got Yulbo Shieko, a very well-known player.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've played it a few times
Okay.
with me, Draven.
Okay. Well, it worked out perfectly, as we saw. You were all completely stomping at Bucks Vipers, but the series as a whole. What are your opinions on this series, and what do you think you can improve on to the next split?
I think we were the dominant team. We trolled a bit in game 2, but else we were just dominated. I think we had better players on 5 positions, and we showed that.
Yeah, definitely agree on that one. We were having a bit of trouble naming the MVP for this entire series. If I were to hand the ball over to you and ask you to name an MVP on your team for this series, who would you say had the most winning impact on the Atlando lineup?
I think it's very different from game to game. Like, Yulbo played amazing, but game 2 he was a bit questionable. I myself didn't do that much in any of the games. I mean, I feel like it should be one of our solo laners, because they pulled out even in game 2, where we were struggling. So
Definitely.
probably kills our first time top lane.
But I mean, superb performance from all of you. I mean, it takes something to win the third place in the LCD. Top of the line players coming in from the whole country playing. So really well played for you guys. And super enjoyable to watch. Also, the third game really going a bit nut by the books. How was the communication like? What did your coach talk to you about before going into the Champions League?
Well, he said if we were like 2-0, we would get to play something fun. So I mean, it helped on the mentality, to be honest. Like, it pulled game 1 and 2 out, because we were like, in game 2 when it was hard, we were like, we control in game 3 if we win this one. So we had to like pull it off.
So you pulled something really different out of your pockets. Was there a bit fighting over who got what role, or was it pretty set in stone from the beginning?
I mean, me and Yulbo got our signature, and that was pretty clear. But like, our top laner, he was a bit sad. He had to play Irelia again.
Yeah.
Because that was not so troll. I mean, he went mid lane, but it wasn't too different.
No.
But like, we needed something that was like consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a possibility that me and Yulbo would go like 0-10. So we needed something that could carry.
Yeah, I mean, we all saw Yulbo go 2-10 or 2-11 on the Nunu last game, definitely pulling off some 1v5 plays. So definitely you had to have somewhat of a bedrock to fall back on if it all crumbled.
Exactly.
But all 3 lanes winning, were you expecting this much of a dominant early game coming in from this composition?
Not at all. Like, I feel like every lane in this game was like a coin flip, and we just won all of them.
I gotta ask one last question before we go. The second game, the Baron steal plus the double kill from Lunge on the Etrel Trucer Barrage. How was the Discord chat? Was he cool and collected and just say, boys, I got this? Or was the hype insane?
Nah, we were screaming.
I could imagine. Well, again, thank you for coming in, and congratulations on the third place decider. This was the game's first series, and we will be back with the LCD Summer Split finale at 9 o'clock. But don't wait up, because at 5 o'clock we will be back with some friendly banter and fun content. So keep you posted. Remember to turn on notifications for the channel, and we will be back around 5 o'clock.
Pieces